All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. I know you, Peter, had an incredible day, my friend. Happy birthday to you yesterday. How was your day?
Yeah, I had a great day yesterday. It was pretty amazing. Oh my, look, my birthday sign is falling. Oh well. Anyways,
Party's
you
over.
see, that means it's clear sign that the birthday's almost over. I didn't even realize that till I saw it in the camera behind me. But yeah, I got the best birthday present of all. My daughter came home to surprise me, so she made a long drive to get here. That was fantastic. So I got both my girls here, and Chunks is in the house, and it's all good. So
Yeah, awesome, man.
it was
Glad,
beautiful.
glad to,
Ooh,
glad to hear
Osprey,
that.
what's the name of the whiskey that I was drinking?
We can.
Glen.
Oh, something else.
I'll go get it. It
Yeah.
means Glen of the Geese. So Glengoyne, something like that. I'll go get it so I
Yeah.
can tell you.
All right. Excellent. Fred Scappers is brought to you by tradingterminal.com. And as you can see here, we got some stuff in the green, some in the red. So we'll see. We'll see. This market is still feeling a little bearish, a little sluggish. We were down on the SPY. We're down on some of the futures here. I mean, just feeling a lot of pressure. And it seems like it might get a little bit worse, Peter, before it gets better.
Well,
Um,
we've been talking about this. Is the fun
yep.
over? Is this it? Is this where the market turns? I don't know. I mean, we have definitely been on a downturn for the last week, and at this moment, anyways, no end in sight. I mean, we just have to look at what the market's darling stock, Nvidia, coming well back below the $200 mark, and it looks like it's heading downward again today, but we'll see what happens. From an economic event, continues to be very quiet. Employment data not available. And frankly, it's just getting, worse out there. I think with the continued government shutdown, as we pointed out, is now officially the longest shutdown in history. We are in month two. We were talking yesterday about holiday season, and we even did a whole survey. When can you put up Christmas decorations? I'm not sure if the U.S. is going to survive through Thanksgiving because, from all I'm hearing, like I guess the busiest time of the year for air travel in the US is US Thanksgiving, right?
Oh, yeah, by
And
far. Yeah.
they're already cutting flights. The backups are horrendous. I mean, air traffic controllers have been working without pay, and I guess TSA as well. So for over a month now, and it's apparently pretty ugly. Has anybody flown in the U.S. recently? Because I just hear the reports, but interestingly, there's sort of no video of it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's overblown, but it, it's uh, it's supposed to get really bad, and the holiday season is going to be even worse. So, but for us and a market perspective, I've been watching the airlines, by the way, just to see what the impact is. So far, doesn't seem like much. So, I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. Yeah,
Yep.
well, Mike, you can let us know if your son's flying through LAX today. What's happening? But because the airlines certainly don't seem to be dropping at this point, but there is talk that they're apparently going to be cutting 4 to 10% of all U.S. domestic flights. So I would expect American, United, and Delta all to have impact, but I said I'm not seeing it yet. In any event, looking at the economic calendar, said no real data today. I mean, we were supposed to get job numbers. That's not happening. We do have a couple of minor things I put on there. The Michigan Consumer Sentiment number coming out at 10. Later this afternoon, we have the Consumer Credit Report. That's like 2 months in arrears because that's the September data that's supposed to come out at 3. Don't I expect zero market recognition of those numbers, so there should be no reaction. I think that we're just going to watch the stuff we're going to watch, right? So we'll pay attention to the markets here and see what trading opportunities it gives us. Yeah, I was one and done yesterday. That trade I took on Nvidia,
Nvidia.
Carlos, as
Yeah.
you may have noticed, Nvidia continued to drop. So I got a great trade out of that. I mean, that thing just moved like crazy. I went for breakfast, came back, it was like $4 lower than when I left. So I took my $8 and you know, $8 a share, pretty good move. So yeah, no complaining for me. Great day yesterday for me.
Yeah, yeah, and many of you guys over on in chat on YouTube in our chat room, I saw at BBT had an awesome day. If you shorted something, mine was Tesla. I ran out of shares before before we could get to the bottom. We just ran out of shares. Just kept going, kept going. And man, what a beautiful drop we got there. So some of you guys took POTR, so it all depended on what you traded. All right, friends. Let's see what's in our gappers list today, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. It's your one-stop shop for everything you need trading related, especially these scanners right here. First one on deck, AFRM is leading the way here, gapping up a firm 5.6 this morning, 362,000 shares traded. Peter, we got some action today after a nice sell-off yesterday, recovering a little bit here this morning.
Yeah, and it's a little surprising to me that it's up. I mean, this could be we were talking about this the other day, the so-called dead cat bounce. I don't know. They they did announce that were they one of the earnings? Actually, I wasn't following them. I didn't think they were their earnings. Sorry, I hadn't had news, but it looks like they've given some positive guidance, which seems to be behind this. But I'm surprised that oh yeah, they did have earnings after the close yesterday. All right, fair enough. Okay. So yeah, they lifted their guidance for the year and had a good quarter. So one of the few bright spots, perhaps, this morning in this market, as a firm is moving up by about, well, just under 6% at this point. Volume's low though. I would have expected more volume on this thing. So not sure whether this is going to be
Yep.
a great trading opportunity.
Yeah, it looks a little bit low here. All right, let's see. The other one that's gapping up this morning is SLDP. So SLDP on deck this morning, we were up 22.1%, 683,000 shares traded daily. It's a little bit messy, a little lighter on volume for most. It's got a couple of days here. They're breaking out pretty nice above 40 million and over to 82 million not so long ago on this big candle. But for the most part, not a great intraday trading ticker. So probably won't have it on my list. Float on this one is large, 171 million shares float, but again, probably won't be on my list given the way I trade, what I'm looking for. Peter, your thoughts on it, and are you going to have this one on deck?
I don't think so. I've never seen this on our list before, so I don't know what to expect of it from as a trading opportunity. I did we mention this the other day? The story sounds familiar because the big news that's moving is here that the reason why is because they're partnered with both Samsung and BMW for the development of an all solid state battery solution. So they basically are creating a new battery technology that they say has greater energy density than the current lithium-ion batteries, which is primarily what current car batteries are, which would give them basically better performance, longer range with lower weight. So we've heard this type of story in the past. This is a pretty big powerhouse, though. BMW and Samsung, they're sort of leveraging a couple of companies. And look, Samsung's got a lot of experience developing batteries. I don't know about at this scale, meaning physical size. But certainly we know that they've done sort of battery technology in handheld electronic devices for quite a long time. So it's interesting that this South Korean company here is partnering with them to create this battery technology. So solid power might be a solid bet here today, but again, it's tough to tell. It's on SSR too, which is a little surprising to me. So that means you can short it, but it's got to be on an uptick. That being said, it is up just 1.5% right now, but the price action looks very spotty. So I said, Carlos, I just don't know what to expect on this one. Like the story sounds good. I like what I'm reading from a headline point of view. I'm just thinking there might not be enough interest in trading activity to really push it.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. Um, All right, we'll leave it alone, friends. And that covers our gap up, and not much on there. And as you can see, the one we just talked about just fell off. Might just be going back to its previous day close, and not really give us a whole lot of action anyway. So, Peter, as far as gapping up, anything that's got your eye this morning?
My entire list is red. The only two stocks I have on my list that aren't red right now are Intel and Netflix. And both of those are very close to being red. In fact, both of them are literally within like 3-5 cents of that mark. So those are not really good targets. So Carlos, I have little to tell you on the upside. It is a red day. Everything, almost everything, is gapping down this morning.
Yeah, as you can see here, everything in the red today. Let's look at the top three or four or so, and then we'll hop over to some of our tickers. Obviously, we'll be talking about Tesla. We'll be talking about some other ones that are making headlines this morning. All right, let's start here with our NTLA. So NTLA, we've seen this many times on our watch list recently, especially after they had this big gap down. If you remember, Peter, we had this huge gap down. We didn't watch it because it normally doesn't trade very well. And again, today, another gap down as well. So again, the bloodbath continues on this one. But again, just enter the action. It's not fun. So won't be on my list, Peter.
No, they did have earnings after the close yesterday. However, they've got two trials going on for Magnitude and Magnitude 2, which are two drugs. However, when I say trials going on, they've been halted. The FDA has put a clinical hold on them after the death of a recent patient who was in the trial, and they're trying to determine if the trial was the cause of the death or if it was incidental. So, yeah, that's never good news, right? When that happens with your drug trial. So I'm surprised it's only down as much as it is, or maybe I should say as little as it is. But like you said, I don't think we're going to get a great trading opportunity out of this one.
Yeah. Let's see here, friends. The next one is going to be Open. So Open this morning also down quite a bit. Open Door Technology, which we've seen plenty of times, down 23%, 17 million shares traded. So getting a nice little drop this morning. Again, not feeling the love. So looks like after hours, Peter, we did have some action here on this one.
Yeah, because their earnings were yesterday. I think that this is. I'm not sure. The news wasn't that bad, right? Their Q3 results were sort of a miss. They beat on revenue but missed on bottom line earnings, so it's a little bit mixed there. They say that they expect growth with their AI initiatives. That being said, their guidance was soft. It was a little bit less than analysts wanted, so they didn't call it off. I mean, they more or less reiterated their guidance, but analysts were expecting more. The company, arguably is just being cautious. I think, Carlos, with the whole market being down today, they're probably being taken down a little more harshly than they would have otherwise. So I think it's, partly a sentiment play. This could be one that, frankly, could jump up at the open if we see any relief from the selling that we've seen over the last little while. I feel like, again, this 23% is a little more than the stock deserves for a pull down, and the volume is good, but it's just it's in real estate services. It's not exactly a sector that I like to trade, but I'm thinking I might want to watch this one just to see in case we get a little bit of a rebound. The price being at only $5 is a little bit of a problem for me as well. I don't like trading things at that low of a price, but
Yeah.
um, it's a worthwhile candidate, anyways, worth consideration.
Yeah, this is one of those $5 stocks that actually does trade somewhat decent. We have looked at it in the past before, so it actually is decent. I will add it here to my secondary. Right, let's see how it goes. So Open to the secondary list. Got some good volume today. Can actually get something going. All right, continuing here, guys. NVTS, another one that we looked at plenty of times in the past. Not one that we keep on deck often, but here is NVTS. We are down 14%, 2 million shares traded at the moment. And again, just started to get going, Peter. Couple of 15 minutes ago, I would say. The drop came here, some good volume, climbing quickly to that 2 million. What's going on with this Nvidia's semiconductor?
Yeah, so I don't know. I hadn't looked it up because it's just like you said, recently popped up onto our list here. Let's see what's happening with it. It's not unfamiliar to us, as we have seen it before. Let's see. This morning, the big news seems to be that they had $100 million private placement. Can't seem to get that out. Which blah blah blah, aggregate purchase agreement of 14.8 million shares at $6.75 a share. So there you go. So that's the explanation there. So they got 100 million bucks, but they were issuing shares below the current price, and that's going to bring the stock down. So
All right, so there it is. Uh, you're
not
not watching
tradable,
this one,
by the
right?
way.
Or yeah, it's
No,
really
this
not.
this type of news is usually
Hmm.
not tradable.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Archer. Well, I got a few more coming up here above XYZ. So XYZ, and then we'll look at Archer Aviation, and then we'll hop around a little more to some of the tickers that we do like to watch. Oklo, Rigetti, some rare minerals in here today. IonQ, MSTR. I mean, you got the whole deck down here that we can go through. So we'll come back in a second here. All right, let's look at XYZ, then Arch Aviation. This is Block Inc., and they're down 14%, 648,000 shares traded. We spoke about this ticker recently. I don't remember
Yeah.
what they do, Peter, but well, fill us in on what's going on here.
It's funny because they used to be, I don't know. I think changing the name, they were trying to like, get some momentum and get things going. If you go to their website, it's block.xyz. So they were, they were there, and Block, yeah, they used to be Square, right? So the little charge port that you could
Oh,
plug into your
yeah.
iPhone, and yeah,
Okay, this is what
so
this
that's what
is.
they do.
Okay. All right.
Well, but I mean, they now of course have a Bitcoin arm and that, but this is a company called Block. They had earnings. Their earnings were they actually earnings were a little disappointing. They didn't achieve their numbers in the quarter, but they did raise their full year guidance. So they said basically things are looking better. I think that they've again, it feels like their rebranding has completely backfired. I mean, Square, I'm not sure why they went from the Square term to block. It feels like I think they were trying to jump on the whole, blockchain. This was sort of their interim point between Square and, right, they're trying to be
Yeah.
cute, and it hasn't worked.
Trying to be
So,
cute. I like that. Yeah, that didn't work. The website's nice and clean here. Got that Apple-like look, but yeah, it's not working.
no,
Um, all right, and the charts is showing us that it's not working. As you can see
no.
here, down 13, 14%. As far as it trading intraday, I'm not a fan, so I won't be watching it. But there it is. What's going on? All right, Arch Aviation. It is down 13%, 5.8 million shares traded. We have looked at this and also traded it in the past, not often, but today, man, 5.8 million shares traded in the pre-market. So we definitely got some action here. It is shortable. It is a lower price stock, but it's not a ticker where it's gonna blow your face off, right? It's 542 million shares flow. It's a national company. We actually seen. Product from them, right? So they're tradable. Peter, today looks like might be a day where we put this at least on the secondary list. What's the news crushing it this morning?
Yeah, I'm surprised this is the news that's taking them down this much. But I mean, they had sort of two things. One, they announced a $650 million private equity offering, which, like we just talked about, tends to bring a stock down because you tend to issue it at below market rates. I don't actually see what the rate was for this private equity. I don't think they released that information, so that could be why I'm not seeing it. What was more interesting is to me was the fact that they bought an airport. They spent $126 million in cash to buy the Hawthorne Airport in LA. Anybody in LA? Mike, I know you're used to live in the LA area. Do you know the Hawthorne Airport? I don't know this airport. Like, is it just like a landing strip in the middle of nowhere? What is it? Anyways, but they paid 126 million bucks for it. Hey, Chunks. And everybody want to see where's Chunks? There he is, buddy. Hold on. Say hi to your fans. No? Oh. All right. The chunks cam. He's like, he's like, what's going on? What do you want from me? Anyways, he just came busting in through the door. But anyways, yeah, it's sort of odd that I guess, I mean, this is good news for them that it gives them a place to fly their their air taxis, and it gives them maybe a hub. Um, it odd, right? You don't not often see these aviation companies actually buying an airport for themselves, especially not like an urban type airport. Usually they want big open space with nothing around, so there's no witnesses should something go wrong.
Yeah,
So
agree.
Hawthorne Airport is next. Oh, it's next to the SpaceX headquarters. So again, I don't know what they plan to do with it. I assume that they're going to actually turn it into a hub, and perhaps this could be related to the Olympic activities, right, that are going to be happening next year in the area. So perhaps they've got some specific plans this is building into. I've got to assume if you're going to spend 126 million buying a an urban airport, you must know what you want to do with it. But yeah, it looks like a single runway type airport based on that
Yeah.
map, Carlos, that you're showing me.
Yeah, but very, very tight.
So,
But you know what? It would make sense. You know, clients want to get into this area. By the way, California traffic. My goodness, there's nothing worse. I mean, I thought New York was bad. No, nowhere near
yeah,
California. It is brutal. So imagine you want to take a flight, right? This makes perfect sense, right? You live somewhere in the by the what is this, Malibu? You want to take a flight to LAX? You come into your little thing here, and then
yeah.
probably 15-minute travel to LaGuardia. I mean to Los Angeles. So makes perfect sense as far as location wise. But see if it
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised that they bought an airport. They're planning to use it as a hub. I guess I don't know what infrastructure they need, but I would think, because they're vertical takeoff. Isn't that the whole point that you can sort of, it makes it much more accessible and you can do it from anywhere? Why do you need an airport? Just buy an open lot. Can't you just,
No,
but
I think it's a little
you
restrictions,
must need some air traffic
Yeah,
control and,
yeah. Especially
and
with Los Angeles there. I mean, the amount of
yeah.
traffic you get in there. Yeah. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I'm
yeah,
sure its proximity to LAX there is very strategic because you could, you want to get to the city, you could just take a little shuttle or something, or, whatever they're going to do. Because if they don't allow their planes to, or their taxis, I don't know what you call these. They're not planes. They're not helicopters. They're eVTOLs. So if they don't let their eVTOLs land at LAX, you'd have to shuttle over, and then you can take this into the city. So, look, whatever their plans are, they're investing in it, and I said it seems a little surprising to me that the stock is being taken down this heavily as a result, but it could just be, it's generally good news, but it's expenditure of cash, and with the market being down today, they're just you don't want to be in the news today. This is the day where you sort of want to just be quiet, right? Don't
yeah,
notice
yeah,
me.
yeah. Fly
Get
low on
mad
the
at other
radar.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Norm's restaurant here though. This I'm sure they don't sell any BYD burgers there, but there it is, Norm's restaurant. So stop by there when you fly in. Let
Click
us
on
know
the
how it
menu
is.
there. See what's
Yeah.
see what's happening.
It's definitely no BYDs if it's the norm I'm thinking of. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see, friends. All right, so that's the top few tickers on here. This one, I don't know, Peter. You're gonna have this one on deck. We never actually closed it up. You're gonna have it. I like the
I don't.
volume. I like the movement.
Yeah, it's got good volume. 6 million shares. It's in play. I think so. I don't know which direction it's going to go at the open, but I think I want to keep an eye on it just to see what it does.
Yeah, I think the same. We'll put it on a secondary list and see what we can get out of it. As far as the rest of this list, Peter, what do you like? There's a lot on here, DK and J. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. Oklo. Let's go to you first, see what you like, and then any earnings, and then we'll look at the chat.
Well, we got to talk about Tesla, I think. Big vote last night that all the kids were talking about. Anyways, looks like Elon got his $1 trillion pay package approved. So, I mean, again, in the short term, it changes nothing really. But is this whole market a reaction to that? I don't know. but he got apparently more than 75% support, meaning that over the next 10 years, I was talking to my kids about this last night. We were just having this conversation at dinner, like $1 trillion over the next 10 years. I mean, that's $100 billion a year on average. So that's it's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
as an analyst said here, if I can quote from it, $1 trillion CEO pay package is outrageous, but so are the Everest-sized milestones Tesla must conquer to unlock it.
Yeah.
So, they said, for shareholders, it's the ultimate alignment. Musk earns nothing unless he creates staggering value. And if he pulls off the unimaginable, investors will be sitting atop an $8.5 trillion company. So keep in
Yep.
mind, Nvidia is the first and so far only company to have ever gone over $5 trillion in valuation, and it just did that the other day, and now it's well back below that. So yeah, basically Elon's got to do what people think is not possible. But you know what? He's been here before. So can he do it again is the big
Yeah.
question, I guess.
Yeah. You never thought that that refrigerator on wheels was going to be rolling around the streets legally, and look outside. Could be one right parked on your block. So, it is possible. The man knows how to get
Yeah.
things done. So, all right. What else, Peter? Oh, Peter went away.
No, I'm right here. I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whoop. Just my
So we
sign
got
kept
test.
falling, so I was
Oh,
taking it down. Um,
gotcha.
well, that's the big one. We do have to watch the semiconductors. I said Nvidia. I'm a little surprised at how much Nvidia fell. I mean, I took advantage of it yesterday, but I was still surprised. I didn't think the move was going to be that extreme. And it's following or leading the market, depends how you look at it. It's tough to tell at times. Downwards this morning, down another 1.6% on pretty good volume. So it's definitely in play. I don't know. Like you've got to think there's going to be a recovery, but careful making these assumptions because never say well, it can't go any lower. That's 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 a dare for a stock to say hold my beer, right? And off it goes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I don't know what to expect out of today. Clearly, almost everything is in the red. But again, I'll issue a caution. We've seen this so many times where we start the morning red and everything is pops up. So I have no idea what's going to happen today, but I'm going to be cautious on these stocks. I'm going to wait for them to dictate, which means I might wait a little bit longer because I'm very uncertain about direction here, but I'll be watching Nvidia. I'll be watching Tesla. I'll be watching AMD. Those are my three go-tos, and then we'll see what else moves because any one of them. There's no specific news going on in any other of the Magnificent Seven or semiconductor sector stocks, but we'll just keep an eye to see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. Off the bat, I know I'm adding Tesla, Nvidia, and PLTR, which traded pretty nice yesterday. Because again, it's a lot of it, friends, is all going to be on this market. And when this is selling off the way it is right now, and we're going on a already starting pretty weak here. I'm not saying we're going to sell off the rest of the day or the morning, but when you got the market moving like this, you got the fear kind of building in a little bit. You can really watch a lot of our usual suspects and get some really great moves. Even Microsoft. I was talking to Melanie in chat about Microsoft. Look at this daily the last couple of days, man. It's been just down, 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 and moving a lot. Like if you look at these days here, this is not your typical Microsoft moves, right? This is typically what Microsoft does, right? Very small, gradual, quiet moves, but lately it's been on the radar for sure. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's go to you guys, see what you guys like this morning, and we'll start continuing to build this list here.
I see some people talking about Tesla, and Tesla's reacted very little actually since the pay packet announcement, but
It
I don't
changes
think it was
nothing.
a surprise.
Yeah,
Everybody sort of knew this was going to happen.
yeah,
He was going to get approval.
it
And
changes nothing.
again,
Yeah,
you have to, everybody's focusing on that $1 trillion number. Excuse me. And like that quote that I read, it's massive, but it is measured with, I guess, commensurate goals. I mean,
I mean,
again, realistically, The only way Elon gets paid anywhere near $1 trillion is make Tesla an $8.5 trillion company. Just to put that in perspective, I just did the math. That means that the stock price has to go from where it is today to about $2,600 a share for him to get paid at anywhere near that level. Now, he's got 10 years to do it, but by any measure, that's a big ask. So
Yeah. Yeah.
buckle up. We'll see what
And
happens.
there's several levels too, right? Like there's different levels he has to hit. I was looking at the whole
Yeah,
breakdown. There's a lot of things. So he might get
yeah,
half of that payout, depending on how far he gets along the line. But I'm 10 years. That sounds like a long time. I
yeah.
think this guy can pull it off.
I
But
mean,
who knows? Who knows?
and keep in mind that like but to get here, Tesla was at the brink of bankruptcy, what, like four, maybe or more times?
Yeah.
He took a lot of big risks that he got lucky over and over again. I remember distinctly trading Tesla, and they're like, they don't know if they could service their debt. And then he got a bridge loan and survived that. And anyways, there was all sorts of, scenarios where Tesla might not have existed at all. So, you've got to take that level of risk to achieve the type of gains that Tesla has done to this
Mm.
point. So how do you do that when you got a company of this size and you're looking to try and, make it 6 times bigger? Like that's a huge ask. So
It sure
yeah.
is. So yeah, but as far as the stock, like you guys are mentioning, it doesn't change anything. Well, would it change something if he did not get that deal? I'll tell you, I know a couple of people. I know one specifically who's going to sell their position immediately. So you would have been down here at like 370 by now. Guarantee you, people would have bailed so fast on this
Yeah.
if they did not commit to that. But as far as it committing, it doesn't change anything at the moment. But if they didn't, yeah, we'll be watching another Tesla sitting here pretty low. So, and right now it's just moving with the overall market. Like right now, the market's what's got control. There's a lot of negative news out there, as we were saying in chat. The government shut down, now issues with the airlines. Cost, guys, cost is still so damn high. Like my wife went shopping yesterday, brought 3 bags, and I look at the receipt, I'm like, what the heck did you get? It's just crazy. So that's really affecting a lot of people. Here's the economy. So we'll see how things lay out here. All right, friends, we'll start in chat. See what's going on there. Roma tomatoes $3 per pound. That's crazy. All right, let's see here. Tesla's on deck. That's good. I saw someone mention AMD.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeremias he said he didn't get lucky. He's a reptilian. And I'm like, is that a specific thing, a reptilian? Apparently it is.
Yeah.
There's a conspiracy theory going around that yes, reptilians is a reptilian alien, shape-shifting reptilian aliens control Earth by taking human form and gaining political power to manipulate human societies. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
apparently I'm behind on the curve, or I am playing dumb because I really am one of them and I don't want you to know. And this is how I'm
Oh,
influencing the world. So,
there you go.
yeah.
Second one
Well,
definitely sounds a lot more interesting. Tell you that much.
and I'm throwing you off the scent by admitting it or making you think I am. So, never mind.
Yep.
Wait. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Friends, something that's happening today that you should definitely put on your radars is a webinar, 11 a.m. today, how to earn a payout 50K funded account training. 50K funded training account. So what's going to happen here is Mike is going to walk you through all the rules on the funded account that we're hosting over at tradingterminal.com. So that's going to be at 11 a.m. Go to Trading Terminal, click on webinars and live Q&A, how the setup works. Any questions you have as far as payouts are going to be answered today on this webinar. So put it on the calendars, 11 a.m. today Eastern time. So head on over there and you can take advantage of that. So if you're interested, want to make sure you're still eligible for that payout, how to follow the rules and all kinds of stuff are going to be on this webinar today at 11 a.m. So, all right, let's AMD also another one. AMD is another one that you can watch. I'm going to put it here on my secondary. I mean, as I'm watching Tesla, Nvidia, and PLTR are usual suspects. AMD always comes to mind. One that might be interesting that I have not seen you guys mentioned it, or maybe I missed it, is Hood. Right, Hood was interesting yesterday. Today they're down 2.2, 1.1 million shares traded. Here's another one that I'm gonna watch again. I think today, literally, we can probably keep our same watches from yesterday, and we're gonna do okay if this market continues to sell off like this. So I am gonna add Hood to the list there. And let's see what else we have, friends, that we have not looked at. Soundhound is doing something. Let's take a look here. Soundhound. Oh, it's got a million shares trades. We got some volume, but I'm not
no,
loving
this
it.
often trades decent volume pre-market.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. I still don't particularly. I don't usually watch it.
Yeah,
But
yeah. All right, so yeah, we'll leave it alone. I think there'll be some better stuff to look at.
they
Coach
did have
Umberto.
earnings. It looks like after the close
Hmm.
yesterday, so that could give them a little bit. They let's see. They raised their guidance, but it looks like they're just getting sucked down with the market. So
Yeah. So Coach Umberto's asking me if I live in NYC. Used to live in NYC. Not anymore. I'm over the bridge now in New Jersey, and this is just as expensive, man. This is bad. This is bad. I don't know why I live here. I know why I live here, but I mean, I could work anywhere else. Could do it from anywhere, and yeah, I I live
you
here. I don't know
gotta,
why.
yeah. I kept telling you, you gotta move. Take the whole family
I
with you. You could like,
Yeah,
be so
yeah.
much cheaper.
It'd be so much here. My wife's life would change, if
Yeah.
we were to move. But she loves it here. We got family here. Her mother's here. My parents are here. It's not that easy. So, but yeah, very very expensive here. All right, friends, we're all set. I like my list. I'm not looking for anything else right now. Tesla, Nvidia, PLTR, and Hood. I got open on secondary. I got AMD there, and we can add some more as we move forward. But I'm gonna stick to that right now. Let's take a look at BBT likes are down. Oh no way. How are they down? Let's take a look at that first, and then we'll look at our webinars here. Likes over at Bearable Traders, 143. It's early, though, 9:11. It's early. But yeah, help us there if you haven't done so already. Really, really appreciate it. The next thing I want to show you guys is bearabletraders.com. If you head on over here, friends, you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Friday, and we'll focus on that first. Just click on webinars and scroll down to see everything that's happening.
Somebody's saying that they don't see the webinars tab. You shouldn't have to. I think you can see it
Um,
no matter
on
what.
where there's two, we're talking about two places, right? Here's the Bear with Traders webinars tab is at the top,
No,
right?
yeah,
Right, and then we have Trading Terminal. Webinars tab is at the side, right over here. So right under the
yeah,
learning
I see it.
resources, right here.
Yeah. And it looks
Okay.
slightly different depending which browser you're in. Like I just went into Firefox and it looks different, but it's there in the
Yeah.
webinar tab. I'm not logged into an account anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, tradingterminal.com, then click the webinar. That's
Yep.
the one that's happening at 11. If you're interested in that funded account, we get a lot of questions about that.
Oh, I see. 1 second, Peter.
They'll go through the
Just
detail.
Yeah, so make sure you scroll down to, like, if you click on it
Yeah,
and
you
you
got to
only see
scroll down
Nathan's,
because
scroll down. It's gonna be
yeah,
here. Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
the second one, yeah. So, but yeah, and it should be good, and it'll be a chance to be interactive and ask questions, so you can be part of the get your questions answered. So yeah, go there if you have any curiosity. The funded account is a great tool for a lot of people, right? If you're not funded in the market or you don't want to trade your own money, why not? Right? I mean, instead, what you're doing is you're paying a fixed fee for the opportunity to trade and make money. So it's not just about making money at the deal. It's about risk management. From our point of view, it's about helping the growth of traders. So. All right, welcome. We have a new someone joining Lambos and Garbage Trucks. Welcome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Welcome. Welcome to the family. I know.
I'm not sure. It's like you've got all
Aided,
the
aided
letters for
trader.
idea. It's
Yeah, but
idea
I
trader,
see.
but it's in a wholly different order.
Yeah, I see trader. We'll go with trader. Welcome, trader. Lambos and garbage truck family. Appreciate you.
Samir's asking if that's going to be recorded. Good question. I don't know. Usually they are. I don't know 100%. Samir, if you can't make it and you've got other questions, I mean, you can email any one of us. We'd be happy to help out and get your questions answered. You can email me. If I can't answer directly, I'll direct you to those that can, or you can email Andrew or Mike. They know. Anyways, it's all of our first names at bearabletraders.com. You can find us. We're not that hard to get a hold of. So.
Yeah.
All right. As for webinars, yeah, usually it's late on Friday. We don't have much going on. It's really just the boot camp prep meeting. If you're registered for the next session of boot camp, which will be starting in 2026, so current boot camp will go to the first week of December. Then we're going to take a break for the holidays, and then the next one. And I can't believe we've done this like 17 times. This will be boot camp number 17, but it'll be starting in January. We just keep having demand for it. So it's a great intensive course. It's 3 months. It's full on. But if you really want to dive deep into your trading and really sort of help develop some maturity in the way you're approaching it and some consistency, this boot camp will help you out. So consider that. Anyways, if you've already signed up, then you can go to the prep meeting because it's never too early to start getting ready. It's like pre-work, right, for the course, so that you come in hitting the ground running and able to take full advantage. So that'll be at noon. You should have an invite. You know where to go. pcapitaltrading.com. You'll have the links there to the webinar page. If you want to join us at Bear Bull Traders, we're always welcoming new members. We'd love to have you. Just go to bearbulltraders.com. This gives you access to the chat room. Plus, depending on the membership that you sign up for, access to all of our educational resources, both psychological and strategic. Check it out. It's a great inventory of learning sessions in there. Plus, of course, all the live stuff we do every single week. Sign up for whatever makes sense for you, whether it's the intro or the Elite Annual or anything in between. All right.
Thank you so much, Peter. And who we have here? Richard, our good buddy. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Good to have you. Richard's a good buddy of ours here in chat. Always active. Great to have you. So Thomas, yeah. So if you go ahead, Peter.
I was just going to change topics, but finish what you were saying.
Oh, okay. So Thomas, yeah. So email info@tradingterminal.com can get a lot of the answers you need. But I will go to this webinar first, right? Go to this webinar first. Mike is going to be running it, and I think a lot of stuff can be answered there. And if you don't have anything answered, I'm sure Mike is going to have some content. It might be something specific to your account that you need some information on, to give you specifics on how to go if it's not answered on that webinar. But it's going to have a lot of great information. A lot of the emails we've been getting and questions are going to be answered on this webinar, so definitely attend. Peter, you're going to have something in mind here?
Dwayne has confirmed that the webinar at 11 will be recorded. So if you can't make it live, it'll be recorded for later. But remember, if you don't go live, you can't get your questions answered. So you're relying on other people to have asked the questions for you. So you're better to go if you can, but understand that, the time might not work for everybody. It'll be recorded.
Yep, absolutely. All right, friends, let's get some levels in place. Let's get ready for what I expect to be a really nice trading day. Not as nice as yesterday. We had a blockbuster day yesterday. I don't expect that, you never know. But I'm setting my expectations as realistic as possible. I want to come in neutral, and if we get a day like that, great, I'll take advantage of it. But yeah, we're gonna come in a little calm on this one. But let's see, Tesla, my friends, let's get some levels in here. At the moment, we are just kind of stuck within this range, back and forth action. But even though this is a very tight range, since we had this big move up from 340, I'm not showing the right charts, from 340 over to what we'll call it previous day close here, 445-ish, which just been back and forth here, right? But even with that, as I mentioned, Tesla gives you almost, in most cases, $10, $15 moves in these candles that are really tradable, right? You might not be able to catch the whole thing, but the moves are there, especially lately with all the action we've been getting and the way the market's been trading. So Tesla definitely front and center for me today. 556.34 is the high of the pre-market on this one. The low is going to be down at 438, and we got so many levels in this area that we don't need to add too much, right? So I do see a level that's being missed by all our automatic levels, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, right? Are automatic there. It's going to be this one on here, this 451.56. I think that's worth marking down. You can see a lot of days in that range. Opening, closing, it's just slamming into that, right? Look at the open and close all over this level. So 451.56 is not being called by your automatic levels. Towards the top, you got plenty up here. This is a big move. 456, the high of the pre-market, to the high of yesterday is over at 467 area. You want to mark down something in between there. The next level I see, look how clean this is. I mean, it doesn't get cleaner than that. 461, 462. Just look at that, 461.88, just perfect level there. You definitely want to have that in play in case we do have a stutter step there, or rejection there, whatever the case may be. Resistance, you want to be ready. If we continue to drop lower towards the bottom, you got the low from yesterday right on here, so that's good. That's on your automatic levels there. And then over here we do have 430.52, great area of a lot of support. A little bit of resistance, became more support than anything across the board here, all into October as well. So definitely want to have that down. And just in case the wheels fall off the Tesla here, 422.18. Anything is possible the way this thing is going. If you have a Tesla, do you say, if you're in the passenger side and somebody's driving, do you say, hey, hit the gas? You're going kind of slow. What do you say? What's the terminology?
Somebody, somebody was correcting me on that the other day, and I'm like, now
Hit
I
the
don't
battery?
know what the proper term is. Hit the
Throttle?
accelerator, I suppose.
Hit the throttle?
Hit the, the battery igniter. Hit the, I don't know, the
Give it
watt
more
generator.
charge? Give it more
Yeah.
wattage?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, we'll get it. We'll get it. All right, friends.
Put the pedal to the metal. That's the ultimate. I mean,
I
it's,
like that.
there's
Yeah.
probably very little metal going on down there too. So
Yeah, pedal to the metal. Just, that could be it. All right, let's hit the accelerator. Nothing sounds as good as hit the gas, man. That just sounds like, we're going here. All right, next, Nvidia. So our good buddy Nvidia treated our good buddy Peter so well on his birthday. So we're happy about that, and we hope that it can treat us well again today. So low of the pre-market right now, 184.50 is the low of the pre-market. The high, 189.45. Once you do that, you're pretty set there as far as levels, especially towards the top. The only one you're missing, look at the highs and lows here. You're good there for the last 2 days. The only one that's not being covered is kind of this area here, 192.12. We'll put a level there, and that's pretty much good for us. And towards the bottom, we're covering the big level with the low of the pre-market there. You see that? Look, if you draw a line here, you see across the board highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Good towards the top, but the low from today right there doing an amazing job. The next level towards the bottom, the big one, is going to be this 180.14. We'll slam one there, and we are set. Friends, don't forget to slam that thumbs up over on YouTube. We've been doing so well. You guys have been crushing it. We've been getting above and near that 600 likes every single day this week, I think. So that's awesome. We usually hover on 500. But you guys, you've been on it. You've been flexing those thumbs, so we appreciate it very, very much. Let's take a look at POTR.
gently tap it. You
Or
can just
gently.
tap it.
Yeah, gently
You don't
tap.
have
I prefer to slam it, but some people
Alright.
like the gentle taps. Peter, do it in a voice. Do it in like a one of the radio talk show night voice. Go ahead, go for it.
Oh, wow, you're putting me on the spot.
I am.
Everybody, welcome to Bearable Traders Gentle Radio. We're hoping that when you have the opportunity, if you could gently caress the thumbs up button, we would deeply appreciate it. Your patronage to this channel is something that we cherish. This has been a public service announcement. There you go.
All right, there you go. Perfect. That was perfect, man. Oh my goodness. If you don't hit a thumbs up for that, I don't know what else will make you hit that thumbs up. Want me to show my feet? Show my feet. I'm kidding. All right, let's get back to character. All right, friends. POTR. Looking good here. Low of the pre-market this morning, we are sitting at 171.50. That is awesome. There below that, big level down there at 169.48. Towards the top, high of the pre-market, 176.80. And you are set. This was a good one yesterday, guys. Sold off amazingly. So looking for it to be in action today with 2.4 million shares traded. Last but not least is Hood. Hood, another one that sold off. Both POTR and Hood actually sold off really, really nice. So here's Hood this morning. Not as great as POTR, but let's see. A low of the pre-market 123.65. The high is over at 129.36. Over here on the daily, 132.34 is not being captured by your automatic level. So definitely put that on there. Previous day close, low from yesterday up there is good. And just in case we lose it, we are going to mark down 121.12. And we're set, man. I love this list. I love the way this day's starting out. Peter, what is our team watching? And then we'll hand it off to our amazing traders, Andrew and Brian, which you guys can see over at bearwoodtraders.com. Head over there on how you can sign up for that.
Yes, indeed. Well, didn't we already cover that? Belbert, how to join? But Just
No, no,
go there.
I was remind them if they want to see
Oh,
Andrew, they can do that, but you don't have to
they
remind them.
can.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
my bad. Sorry.
yeah,
I
yeah. That's
was
all good. It's all good.
I was busy ready to get into an argument with Wolf G about this whole Tesla
I'll do it. Do it. Yeah,
thing that they, but that's old news. Anyways,
yeah,
never mind. Yeah, I'm hoping that we have a good day to end this week. I think that we have got I don't know. This market is in. I'm looking at the Tesla chart. Ooh, baby, if we can drop here, we got some room for this thing to go down.
yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
have
I
to see
like
what
it.
happens. On the other hand, Nvidia, I don't know. I mean, again, Nvidia, if it drops this level, yikes. I mean, there's also room to go down, but it's not pretty. It will not be pretty. So again, I'm holding my bets here because I've seen too many times where, the market does this thing where we're down, it's looking like just all dire, everything's red, and then poop, right? We just pop right up, and then suddenly yeah, everybody's like, let's buy, baby. We're back. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All
So
right.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's take a look at what our moderators are watching because they've got their own lists of things that they're going to put an eye on. Like I told you guys, I think we're going to take a look at some of the stuff we talked about. Archer Aviation, Open, maybe AFRM, just because we talked about them. We'll see what these things do. But what are our moderators watching? Well, Brian's going to be watching Nvidia, Tesla that we already talked about, and AMD. Pretty much that's it. Jared's keeping an eye on Nvidia and PLTR. He's also going to be looking at that spot gamma tool that we've talked about and had some of their people on telling us how that works to see what information it gives him. Brendan is going to be watching AMD, Nvidia, PLTR, and Tesla. Eamon's focused on his scanners. He's going to see what those trading terminal scanners bring for him. Keep in mind, they're not just good for giving you the gappers list. You can use them all day to understand what's moving and what's happening. High day break. There's a whole bunch of pre-configured scanners, or you can create your own. It's got all the settings. It's very configurable. So use it for how you will. Thor what is he watching today? He's watching a bunch of his futures contracts. And he'll be trading with our friends over at P Capital. So that looks like what's happening. Gary is going to be watching AFRM, Tesla, and of course the overall market with the SPY index. So I don't see Andrew here yet. But I'm sure he'll have the usual. He'll be watching Tesla. He'll probably be watching Nvidia. He'll be putting a couple of these other things on here, see what moves. But you know him. He doesn't need to create a list in advance. He can just jump right in and he'll take a quick scan of what's moving, and that's where he goes. So, in
Yep.
fact, he might
Absolutely.
continue to be an option master and decide to trade one more contract of options and make another $12. So,
That would not shock me. Absolutely. So awesome, man. All right, friends. We'll let you guys to it over in chat. Have a great trading morning. Be patient. It is Friday. Fridays just take it easy. I personally think it's one of the most important days of the week when it comes to trading because however you leave now carries over onto the weekend. So you want to make sure you're disciplined, make sure you follow your rules. So when you're sitting there having pancakes and eggs tomorrow with your kids, family, significant other, or by yourself, it's okay too. You can feel good about your trading today, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, guys, trade well. We'll see you guys a little bit later. Andrew and Brian up next here in chat. All right, we'll continue here on YouTube. Let's get ourselves set up here and ready to rock and roll. Yeah, this all started with the double bottom comments. This is all Ben's fault over on YouTube. I agree. Oh. Ben is responsible for us going into this dark conversation mode and the sexy voice from Peter. It's Ben's fault.
Okay.
Oh man, good stuff. All right, I see Brian is on. Brian's good to go. And all right, let's get our 1 minute here. Someone asked you about MU. So I think MU, I think it's going to move just like other semiconductors. I prefer to watch either an AMD or even Nvidia. Me personally, I think they're going to get more volume, but they are, I think, going to move the same way these other semis are moving, right? I just think an AMD and Nvidia might do a little more flashy, with a little more volume, more volatility. So I'd rather go with those, but by all means, MUs, if you like it, watch it. I think it's not a bad one to have on deck today. More preference than anything, right?
Right. Yeah.
And your strategy and how you trade. So
All right, a minute to the open. We are locked and loaded here.
Yeah, 1 minute chart on deck, 5 minutes. Waiting for my setup. No trades before 3 minutes unless we see a clean 1 minute engulfing pattern. Peter will probably be looking for something to short right out of the gates if it looks good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually looking at open to see if it's going to be a long trade. It has popped up in the
Oh,
last 45 minutes here.
okay,
So
okay.
Archer Aviation also pushing higher. So I would love to get a pullback on Archer Aviation and then see a little strength. You know what I haven't done? I've got to call up my trading terminal Atlas
Yes,
tool here.
yes, yes.
It was very useful for me yesterday to understand how to get into Nvidia. Here we go. Opening bell, everybody.
Here we are.
Bell.
Press the bell. And
Yeah, you're not.
Hood, yeah, a lot of green right now. Oh, Nvidia down. Tesla. All right, let's see how things shape up here.
Oh, I got to pop up on both Open and Archer Aviation. Although Archer's pulled back. Nvidia, look at Nvidia drop here. Whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah. A lot of action.
AMD is moving up while the rest of the market seems to be moving down. So I don't know what we're gonna get here. This is, like I said, it's a little. I expect it to be a tough morning. You might have had to take a. You either had to be in like right at 9:30 and took a bet, or you might have to wait here for a little bit longer than usual.
Agreed. Patience and wait for the signal. POTR above the previous day close. Good move up. Nvidia down and up. So now we're getting a nice push up on Nvidia here. Let's see if we can. I don't like the way the VWAP is on it right now. I love the buying pressure on Nvidia. Oh, hold on. Let's see.
But the level 2 in the Atlas is stacked to the downside on Nvidia, so
Yeah.
it's hard to tell where this thing wants to go.
Yeah, I see that. It's straight. Yeah, this is nothing on the bids and the upside. You're right. It's all down. Short term, you have 187 there, but it's not a lot. Everything's like much lower. 186 is starting to populate some orders on there. So it could be short lived, right? Could be a quick pop and then back down. Or could just be indecisive right now. So leave it alone for a sec. PLTR. Yeah, nice pop here to the previous day close. Pulling back a little bit. Hood. Oh, Hood is good. VWAP drop here below the VWAP. A lot of selling pressure at the moment. Don't see anything that I love just yet. Nvidia. I might go. I actually go. I'm not gonna chase it now. The entry was here right at VWAP. Now you're in a bad situation. If you had the entry at VWAP 184, 184.99 ish, you at least got a partial. Even if it drops down, you got to break even, but you at least got a partial. But here it's a tough entry for me, right, with the way I'm trading. Always remember that, guys. When me and Peter are commenting, it's for the way we trade, the way we look at it, the way we're planning our strategy.
Yep.
Have have good faith in your strategy. If you hear somebody say something different, analyze it, but have good faith in your strategy. If you know if you see something you like that might be different from what we're saying, because we're not always right.
We are not. In fact, I don't know what's going to happen here. I've gone short Nvidia, but I sort of got stuck in this pop. It didn't quite hit my stop, but I was convinced that it was going to drop. I may have
Okay,
just cost myself some opportunity by mitigating my risk by
did you get out of
I
it
don't know.
already, or
No, no,
okay?
I took a bunch off to mitigate the risk, and now I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like I wish I had held it, like often happens to me.
yeah.
But
It's
let's
below the
see
VWAP
where we
here.
go.
See if we
Yeah,
get towards the low of the day.
that's okay.
Uh,
I'm okay with these open trades doing risk mitigation.
yeah.
It's,
Look at the opening five
yeah,
minute candle. It's like right in the middle. Um,
yeah,
this could be a good break down. Such a tight candle. Such a tight candle. Oh,
there we go. Okay, so
nice,
that's better.
Peter. There it
Taking a
is.
partial
Yep.
now. All right, so move my stop to break even. I shouldn't have taken so much off, but I said I was a little, it was about managing that risk for me. So I'll share my trade so you guys could see. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the cleanest, but
Yep.
sometimes take what you can get. So this is
Oh,
good.
PLTR.
Yeah,
Yeah, PLTR also dropping here. Beautiful trade, Peter. Awesome, awesome. A little bit rough
it's
at the
has it.
start, but glad that you still got some left here.
I'll take another partial. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Um, See, here's another example where, I was thinking long. We looked at Atlas. Well, spotted Atlas, said there was nothing up there. I pulled it up. There was nothing up there on Nvidia. And I decided, I'm not going to go
Mhm.
long on this. And look at that. It ended up being a short. So it went up for a little bit, then right back down.
Yeah.
Um, POTR doing a 5 minute engulfing pattern here. I like this setup on POTR. I really do. If it pulls back up to the VWAP and gives us a better
Yeah.
entry, I'll definitely take it in.
It's
But it's dropping.
it's moving aggressively lower. Yeah, in PLTR.
Yeah.
So
Hood. Wow, never look back. Look at this. Hood, my friends. Good stuff there. Tesla as well was another good one.
look at Hood. Oh wow, Hood. Yeah, look at that short. Just
Yeah.
Archer didn't end up going anywhere. Open also pulled back. So
Mm-hmm. Nvidia doing good for you now, Peter. New low there. Awesome.
yeah.
So as you can see, Peter's screen, he is short from well above 185.20-ish. See the nice drop there.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Ah,
Gonna take
nice.
another partial
Man,
down here.
back to back on Nvidia for you, Peter. It's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, good,
It's
good.
my new good buddy.
Yeah. Who needs AMD? AMD who? AMD what? Okay. We have to get a new tattoo over that AMD
Yeah,
stamp.
yeah. You're right. I'll have to
Oh yeah.
go back and update that
Yep.
stamp.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see here.
What's Tesla doing? Oh, Tesla. See, Tesla did drop.
Yeah,
I
Tesla did
have
drop. Everything is
to me,
south, man. Ah.
I got a big level. If you look at the daily chart, I was looking at the 60-minute chart, but the daily also shows it down at 416. I think there's a big level down here that I know that's $9 away from the current price, but I feel like, with the move in the last 2 days, that's definitely within range. So,
Yeah. All right. This is a spot where I got to be patient because as things keep dropping here, I don't have a strategy. And everything is gone far from the VWAP for me. So I just gotta be patient, wait for the next setup. Could be a VWAP breakout a little bit later, but a lot of the opening plays for me are not setting up properly at this time. So I'm not gonna force anything. I'm gonna just sit and watch and where things go here. But look, things are just, oh my goodness, this is nice. Did you guys take any short? Any short on anything? You could be doing well right now. So hopefully you guys did that.
Yeah.
Tesla, good. You took Tesla. RGTZ, RGT.
Oh my goodness. Keep
Let's
on
see.
selling, baby.
Yes, nice, Peter. Nice, nice.
Oh, wow, wow.
What is Defiance
Where's my
Daily
where's my
Volume?
next level? How far can I expect this thing to go? Let's see. We're running out of orders down here. 182 maybe.
Yeah, and then far down to 180, you got a boatload at 180. I mean, that's not too
Yeah,
far though,
there
Peter.
is.
The way this is dropping, you know, it's dropped a
Hmm.
lot. It'll be a stretch, but 180, man, you got a boatload. 182 starting to pack up as well. So if you wonder what we're
I'm gonna
looking at,
take a
friends, we are
partial here.
looking at this right here. We're looking at
Oh, wow.
Market
Good
Atlas.
good timing. Good timing on that partial.
Yeah,
Wow,
you
look at
caught
that.
that. Caught that
I
perfectly.
caught it just before it popped on me there,
Yeah, yeah, very nice, very nice.
so all right, well, still locked and loaded. We're hopefully today, if we can get a good pullback, I can actually add into my trade, and then we can get a further move, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Happy.
Very, very nice.
Where's Andrew gone?
Okay. All right. Um, Microsoft hasn't sold off yet. Microsoft holding. Yeah, it's actually holding pretty good because Microsoft has had I mean, they had the big gap up and then they've been selling off since then, right? But they're below the view up here, but they're not moving as aggressive, right? As like a PLTR or not even like a Tesla or Nvidia. They're not doing those moves, so it's maintaining here, and that's typical Microsoft. They're slower paced on their move, so you're not gonna get like this massive drop every single time. But this is it's looking weak, looking weak. So let's see. See Paris in chat took the same trade you did, Peter. Nvidia short around the same area too, 85.13 or 85.20
Yeah.
around that area. So nice. POTR, come back to the VWAP. Yeah, so at this point, I'll just be waiting for some VWAP breakout. So you are getting some reversals. These reversals are very hard to take, by the way. Let me show you here. These reversals, they're not easy to take. I tried
Hmm.
them. It's, because you don't know when the move is over. Like you could have got a signal here and boom, look at the drop, right? So the same
Yep.
setup happens here. Like if you look at this setup here, it's the same setup that takes place here, but now it reverses, right? So you got to have a lot of details. You got to be willing to stop out, tie stops, and know that might take you a couple of tries, before you get the move. So risk management's got to be on point. Now, if it works, your return on your trade can be a lot, right? Because you're gonna get a move, hopefully up to VWAP, so you can risk one to try to make 4 or 5. So usually when you see these people, these traders are making 5R returns, 6R returns, are usually on reversals because you're gonna get that big move, right? So like you're getting here with a tight stop, right? Peter, you do this on your reversals mine pass, right? Because you got a very tight stop and
Yep.
you're looking for the VWAP at times. So you're risking sometimes I've seen you risk like 10 cents to get almost
Yep.
80, so
Oh yeah.
that's a big return.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, like I was saying, my trade yesterday, if you look at sort of how I managed the trade yesterday, my I think I was able to do the math after because it only sort of came to fruition
mhm.
after we finished our live broadcast here, but
Yeah,
it was a
yeah.
26R trade.
Mm,
So I took about 35 cents risk and I got an $8 return on it. So
yeah,
26R. Like that's pretty
yeah,
remarkable. But I didn't actually earn 26R, right? Because I partialed along the way. So now
yeah.
now you're talking trade management. I think my net return was about eight and a half R.
Mm-hmm.
So that's still very good, but obviously I could have made more if I held longer, but not every trade is, quite so glorious. Right? They don't all work so pretty.
Right. That's the part that people say, "Oh, you partial too much." But if you go back and look at my journal, how many times does that happen? Right? More
Right.
often, what we get is this up and down, up and down, up and down. We don't get the down, 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 or up, 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 or down, 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 down on a consistent basis. So
Right.
your plan's got to be geared towards what happened more often than not. It's all about numbers, probability. So if this happens more often than not, I got to gear for this. And you can't cover both. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So you just got to be comfortable with that, right? Uh, and not Peter's not gonna go now to his journal and say, "Oh, look, I could have got 26 hours." He's not gonna go back there, change his trading plan to now hold for 20 hours.
Right.
Right? He's not gonna do that because that's not what normally happens. So
Right. Now, and that could be a good play. Like maybe that's something that you want to do, but now you have to acknowledge if you're going to do that, you're going to live for those giant trades, which might only happen once every couple of weeks. So now I've got to go with so many more losers, so many more trades that aren't going to work to wait for the big one. It puts a lot more pressure on the big one working, and you just never know if and when. You might get 4 or 5 of those in a row. You might not get one for an entire month. That's a lot harder to trade than the way Carlos and I do, which is we get in, we take, quick partials. We hope for a better move, but if it doesn't happen, at least you've got profit in the meantime, right? It's about maintaining that consistency. And for us, it's not just in the return that's important, it's in our psychological management, right? Our psychology,
mm-hmm.
so that we can sort of at the end of every day say, okay, you know, I'm good. I made a little bit of money today. So I managed to my process. It's a lot harder to sort of stay psychologically good when you're like, I haven't had a winner in 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, yep,
So,
agreed. Caesar and a lot of you guys are calling out AMD here. So we're at the VWAP. We were just about to get our signal, and then it failed. Right. So good call. This is a type of VWAP trade I love. This setup coming up to the
right.
VWAP here. The breakout, the pullback, and then the confirmation. I prefer the breakout to be a little bit higher. Right. So we didn't get. Oh, hold on a second. We got our risk manager coming to check on us.
It's
He
funny
left.
every time I close the door because I don't want to bother the other people in the house.
Yeah. He
He
opens.
comes and he's look, why are you closing the door? And he pushes it back open. So I'm like, all right,
Like leave
sorry,
it
buddy.
open.
I'll leave the door open for you.
There you go. Risk manager came in to check on us, but here it is.
Yeah.
If I like the breakout to be a little bit higher, this is okay too. And but we didn't get our good signal here, and look, it's failing, right? So,
Nice.
um, glad we didn't jump on that one. Let's wait. Let's wait. Uh, I think we'll get something. Just gotta or not. We might leave today without a trade, and that's okay too. We had a
No,
hell of a week. We don't need to force it. We really don't.
no, it's been a great week. 5:12 is my entry.
Peter, I'm gonna put you on your screen. I'm gonna check something really quick. I'll be
Okay.
right back. Oh wait, let me get your.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what we're gonna get here in terms of a move. Even Paris is in this trade with me. He is trading in the chat room, and if Carlos has got on my screen, I can show you what's happening in the chat room here. Our good buddy Paris, you can see he's got a very similar trade to mine. Looks similar, doesn't it? Right? There's his trade. There's my trade. So you can see how we're both managing it in a similar fashion. So interesting. I always find it fascinating when someone else has taken the same trade. Different approach, right? He's got a different philosophy, but we sort of saw the same thing and decided to take the same action as a result. In fact, I had I was doing my peak capital boot camp session last night with my people, and somebody was describing a trade, and I don't. It'd be good actually if Carlos came back for this. But anyways, he was describing his trade on Nvidia yesterday. Sorry, on Tesla yesterday, and I said, "Oh my God! Like you took the exact same trade that Carlos did." So I was able to go back to the recording of what we did yesterday morning and show him how like he had actually taken two longs and then a short, and it was exactly what Carlos did. So I said, you should take some comfort for that. You saw the market the exact same way Carlos did, and Carlos is a very experienced trader. So, sort of very cool to have him have had the very same sort of thought process and take the same actions. So, if you're not there yet, guys, don't worry about it. And, everybody looks at the market a slightly different lens with different experience, looking for different signals. I'll admit, like my entry here on Nvidia is nowhere near as clean as what Paris did. So I think he had the better trade on this. But you may have noticed he partials a lot more. So he was partialing all the way down quite significantly. I was a little more nervous about it because you see, I entered 3 times and then I got out of some of it to mitigate my risk close to break even. So, oh geez, I just missed the ad opportunity on Nvidia. Look at that! Look at that rejection off of VWAP. Darn it. That's too bad. Oh well. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. What made me short bias on Nvidia? Doug Jane Trades. I was looking at the Atlas, which if you look is this thing. Right, this is basically a visual or graphical representation of market volume. And I was seeing sort of what you're seeing now, but it was even more so, where there was a lot of downside volume. So when you see orders in the green here, these are buy orders, right, that are poised below the price. And anything up red here are sell orders above the price. And I wasn't seeing a lot of orders sitting up above it. I was seeing a whole lot of orders all scaled all the way down the chain on the downside at the open. So despite the fact that Nvidia was popping higher a little bit, right? When I looked at it, I said, but all of the order volume is sitting below the price. So that's what gave me the confidence. I got in, and my stop was going to be fairly, it was up here. It was at 186 was where I was prepared to stop if it got that high. So it was a fairly wide stop, and I was going to add up like I did, and I was nervous, I'll admit, through that process. Sorry, my phone's going off here. One sec.
Well, Peter checks that AMD friends back at the VWAP, so I'm looking at that again. Maybe now we can get our setup.
All right. Prank call. When they call and you answer the phone, and I keep getting these nowadays, Carlos, where they're like, "Thank you for connecting with us." I'm like, "I didn't connect with you." They're like, "We'll be with you shortly." No, you won't. I just hang up. Hey, what are you doing? Stop annoying me. Anyways, so yeah, so I had confidence getting in and adding into this trade because again, I was seeing all of that order volume on the downside. So even right now, you see more order volume to the downside. That's no guarantee that it's going to move and take those orders, but it gives you it's just an indicator, right? It gives you some feel that that's where people were positioning themselves. And again, being that it was much stronger than you see now. This is relatively weak because we got a whole lot of orders at 180, but there's not a lot between the current price and the 180 because what are we right now? 183.40 roughly. So that's a long way to go and get those orders. So I'd rather see orders stacked on the way down. So it's not looking as good right now for a continuation of this move lower, especially not with the price action, but at the open, yeah, I thought it was worth the risk. I had no certainty. I could have been wrong and taken a full loss. And I was getting prepared for it, I have to admit. Right up here, right as it was close, I was thinking, oh, if it hits 186, I'm out. I was down, zero point 0.8 of an R. I think after this ad, when it was like right up here, I was thinking, well, this doesn't look like it's going to work out. And it's easy in hindsight to say, oh, look how awesome it is. But it was pretty uncertain for me for a little bit of time in here. What felt like longer than the 30 seconds it probably actually was.
Yeah, yeah. We got two looking good for this VR breakout, guys. AMD and also Hood. So yeah, and AMD.
Yeah,
as well.
Hood is back up above VWAP here.
Yeah.
And Nvidia is looking like, yeah, it might actually pop higher. AMD, I see that back at VWAP as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Remember what we said at the open, right? Pre-market before the open, right? Just because the market is gapping down, don't assume that's the direction. It might be. but the market could also make a big rally here. So I'm still a little apprehensive that this market could decide to shoot up. It's feeling less likely right now, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
now that
Yep.
we're 23, 24 minutes in and we haven't seen the pop yet, but it still could make that move.
All right. I'm long hood, guys. I think this is looking
Mm.
really, really nice right now. So we got our signal there as it broke through some of the resistance area. And let's see if we can get that 125 level, 125.50 towards the high of the day here. So AMD is also making the move, but it's actually not making the move. It's a lot messier. So this is why we did not take AMD. It keeps faking out here. Hood, on the other hand, look how clean this is. Nice pullback. The breakout here. We just needed the continuation to get going here. Our stop 122.60. We don't want to go in below here. If buyers don't come in between this area, then this thing is no longer in play. We'll stop by and we can always come back to it. But this is great. Looks good right now. Let's
Well,
see if it's going to develop.
well, I hope it does. I've added into my short, so I'm hoping it wasn't too early. It moves my stop up above the price action, so I did that strategically. But yeah, if it comes back up above VWAP, I'll get stopped out pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with Nvidia. I want to move back down to the low of day. That would be my targeted move. If it does, I'll be able to add to my trade or
Nice.
add into my profits on this trade. But we'll see.
Beautiful,
It's
beautiful.
I don't know. It's iffy. It's getting support here at an area. I've got a daily level at 183.40, and that does seem to be where it's getting support, which is not good news for me, but I need to
Mm-hmm.
see it break that.
There it is. You can make a new low. There you go, Peter. You're getting the move. Very nice.
A little
There it
bit, yeah.
is.
I'm not convinced yet.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's gotta get down
it,
there close. Well, this candle's about to
uh,
close. If it closes red, it's a big plus.
yeah.
There it come on. Drop, drop, drop. And then we're looking at Hood. We just lost a little momentum here on Hood. We got the signal. We got a little bit of an, I mean, tiny, and we got to get another push higher here. So let's see if we're able to get that. Everything looks great for it. It's just doesn't have the momentum to push on higher. And AMD again. Okay, AMD might. I don't like too much the consolidation, but here it is, another move. Let's see if it gets the pullback and then the continuation. That could be nice. Or it might not give it to you, right? Since it's been battling so much here, you might not get that nice clean pullback on AMD like we would
Yep.
expect. But all right, here we go, Hood. Giddy up, boy. Let's do this. Let's do this. That's like a Brian comment. That's what something Brian would say. Giddy up. Brian has his.
Giddy up.
Brian has all these great
Yeah.
sayings, man. Oh, beautiful. All right, struggling 124.50. This area here giving us a little bit of a hard time, but we're gonna be patient. We want this thing to be worth our risk to reward. Ah, my Andrew indicator is on. Andrew indicator is on.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. He's on
Uh,
Tesla.
he,
Very
yeah, he jumped
nice.
in
Very
here and
nice.
got long
There
Tesla.
it is.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning to you, sir. Oh, Starbucks coffee. Guys, you could join trading terminal for less than 4 Starbucks coffee a month. So I'm just want to put it into perspective how much you could join trading
Okay.
terminal for. It's very inexpensive and the value is unbelievable. So just putting it out there. It
Uh,
is awesome. It really is. Um all right, Hood. Hood's volume's dying down. Let me see what Atlas is giving me because I don't like the way Hood is just,
mm.
or maybe I'm not
Yeah,
being too
I'm
patient. But it's taking. I feel like it's taking too long. Let's see. All right. So if I look at Atlas, uh, on Hood, there's not much going on. Really.
market's moving higher, so that's good for your long trades. You and
Yeah.
Andrew. I'm still short Nvidia, and I said my ad is not giving me any love right now, so it's not a good thing for me for the market to be moving up. But hey, look,
Yeah.
if I get stopped out, I mean it's been a good way to start the day. Hopefully, I'll find another trade opportunity. I hope for you guys that the market goes up. I hope for me that the market goes down. So,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Um. So if I look at Hood, this is Hood Market Atlas. It's trying to get going, right? But there's a
oh
big
wow,
order
here
at
we go. Come on.
120 here. Big order at 120 towards the bids, right? So that's not good. That doesn't help my situation here. Can it still go up? Yes, but this creates a lot of weight to actually get a move higher. So uh, quite don't like that there. My stop. Somebody asked my stop. My stop on this thing is going to be 122, 122.60 is what I called it right here, 122.60 ish. So right in this level, we don't want the price coming down here. If it does, then it's no longer in play. We're better off getting out and then getting back in when it sets up, right? So we wanted to stay above the VWAP. That's our goal, right? Stay above the VWAP. Um, but if it fails the VWAP, we're going to give it a little more room. We don't want to stop right at the VWAP, right? Give it a little more room in case it comes down, test, and then goes higher. But looking at a Atlas with that number there, it's not giving me the warm and fuzzy. That's for sure.
No.
So I might actually, I'm in the green. I could take a partial or even get out now for a small win. Come back if I need to. Um,
Mm. We got
so
market data
oh,
that came out. I said no important market data really. The Michigan consumer sentiment came out slightly lower than expected, but it's not a big not usually a big market indicator. However, the market is pushing down here, so my Nvidia trade is working well. And yeah, this is good, Carlos, for me. Not good for your trade, but
yeah,
come
yeah.
on. I want to be $2 to the good on this. I want a low of day, which is really where we're at here. This is good. This is oh, come on.
So we're here. We're battling our entry right now. So let's see. We're battling our entry here at the moment on Hood. But the weight on this is definitely towards the bottom.
There
There's
we
no
go.
question.
All right. That's awesome. All right. So I took a partial here on the ad that I put in, so that's good. Back at
Very
the same
nice.
level that I took at before, which is pretty much at the low of day here. Again, I've taken that just in case the stock bounces because once again it's seeing some support down here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping to get lower. Like you pointed out a while back, we still have all those orders sitting down at 180.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's a big level. I mean, there's 2.9 million shares sitting down there, so that's a good amount of volume to go get. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a big build between here and there. There's a few orders at the whole dollars, 182 and 181, but not really that many. So
Yeah.
let's see what Nvidia wants to do in the short term. What have you decided to do with Hood there? You're still hanging
We're
on?
still holding. Yeah, still above the VWAP. Our stop is 122.60. Um, I don't
Okay.
know, man. It's there's a lot of weight. Like again on Atlas, there's a lot of weight down there, which I do not like. Um,
Mm,
but as long as we're staying above the VWAP, we're okay. But yeah, the weight down there's not ideal. That's for sure.
mm. Good for you. It's trading terminal. What's Atlas telling me? Yeah, big order down at 120.
Yeah, right.
Mm,
120 got 37 down there.
not a lot going on. Yeah.
There's
So
not a
let's
lot towards the top.
yeah, three point
Very good,
seven
very
million.
good. Friends,
Seems like
quick
a lot.
reminder before we all forget here. Quick reminder: we are doing live webinar today in an hour, 11 a.m. live webinar about our 50K funded training account. So if you want to learn more about it, what's involved, the rules, regulations to make sure you get paid, get your payout, join And not sorry, Mike. Join Mike at 11 a.m. This Friday today in an hour in the tradingterminal.com. Click on webinars on the bottom of the left hand corner. You'll see the menu, and you'll be able to ask your questions. It'll be recorded, so if you cannot make it, the recording will be out. But it's always good to go there live, see what's going on, ask your questions, and be part of the environment there. It's going to be awesome. So definitely don't miss it. A must watch today at Trading Terminal. All right, so Hood not looking too great for us here. The orders at 120 continue to increase on Atlas, so that's not good. People are getting more excited down there, so I might jump out here. I might jump out here for a small loss. My stop is 122.60, but going below the VWAP here is not ideal for us. So let's see, 122.60. The reason why our stop is 122.60, by the way, is because sometimes this will happen. It will bounce back. So you always want to give it a little bit of room. So, but all the signals to me is telling me this is going to be, if somehow they manage to get back up to 125, it's going to be a heck of a battle if they manage to do that. But all the signals here are putting pressure to the downside. So, there's our stop, 126.63. Somehow, some ways, held the VWAP here. Let's see, could just be a pullback to continue lower. So we'll sit patiently here, wait for our stop, and see if it works or not. In trading, one should cut losses quickly. Quick question: why don't you cut your position if it does not go in your favor and wait until it stops you out? Well, you set my stop, right? You set your stop at the beginning of your trade. For example, on every trade that I take, I always have my stop and my target, right? So my stop at the beginning of this trade was 123.60. This to me is cutting my position quickly, right? Not cutting it quickly is if you hang out here at 122. Whether that happens in a minute or 10 minutes, if you pass your stop, then you're not cutting your positions quickly. So I think when they say quickly, I'm thinking they're meaning more of the actual loss, not the actual time, right? Because this could stay here all day long, right? And that's okay. If it hits my stop, then cut your losers quickly as far as the value. You don't want to be down at 121 thinking, oh, it's going to come back to 123. No. Cut your losers quickly. So, yeah, go ahead.
Well, just like you're saying, I mean, if you've set your stop at a reasonable technical level, meaning if it goes past that, what I was trying to do, it's broken that model or the theory. That's when you get out. Otherwise, like Carlos said, it could chop in here. Because the problem is if you try and get out at break even all the time, and I've done this, right, incorrectly, you could say, oh, you get out, and then you're like, oh, no, it actually is going higher. And you get back in, and you get out, and you get back in. Well, one, you're churning commissions, but more importantly, you're going to take a whole lot of little losses. As opposed to if you just waited, you either get one loss, which is okay, and you accept it, or it turns into a winner. So why put yourself, behind that eight ball, so to speak? Why, put yourself into trouble? So Carlos it's the better approach, right? He knows what his limit is. He understands if it goes beyond that, hey, it didn't work. It's just generally not going to work at this point. So. And unfortunately, your entry isn't magical, right? Like nobody's entry is magical. You don't always get the best possible entry. You could get an entry that's in the middle of that choppy price action. So that's the reality. I've been lucky the last 2 days that my entries very quickly went into the green, and I'm able to sit here really comfortably. But that's not the way it always goes. Heck, Carlos, I've watched you many a time where that you've had that scenario and I've been struggling. So it's just depends what you're watching and the decisions you make. So.
Absolutely. And
come on, Nvidia. Let's see. Got down to 182. I'm not taking another partial here because I do want it to go lower. So at this point, I'm going to hold my size and see what we can get. But
yeah.
I'd like to get $3 a share, which would mean I'd have to get down to right now 181.30.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, good. Good question. Um,
Yeah.
and not just in trading. Like, the quicker you're able to cut your losses and move on, the better it is. I can't tell how many times we
Now,
held through horrible trades that keep going lower and lower and going against you, and you
yeah.
lose time to find another opportunity. You lose money, and your confidence takes the biggest hit you could possibly think of. Right, so you gotta be careful with those things here. Um,
So, a good question here on stops. Carlos and I use a different approach. I set a
yeah,
hard stop. Carlos likes to do it manually, so it's a mental stop.
yeah.
He manually hits the button to get himself out, but I pick my level and I set my stop there and just let it go. So
Yep, yep.
either way, the important aspect, we're just using different mechanisms to execute the stop, but either way, we both know what our stop is at the point at which we enter the trade. Right?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
most
yeah.
important thing for you to take out of that. Carlos knows where his stop is. Just because he doesn't hard code it into the tool and just let the system manage the actual exit, he knows where that stop is. Carlos, you knew it from the second you entered this trade,
Oh, yeah.
the level
I
at which you're
mentioned
going to
it.
get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mentioned it
And,
here. Yeah.
so
And there's no right or wrong. What is wrong, no matter if you do hard or not, because people think, oh, hard stop is going to save you. It's not going to save you if you go in there and move it down. It's not going to save you, right? So your discipline
yeah,
is going to save
true.
you, not the technique. But the mental stop requires you to actually hit the button. And that's an extra step that now you got to calculate into your mental process. So if you're struggling with mental stops to
Hmm.
hit the button and make the decision, hey, I got to get out now, you got to go to hard stops, right? You got to take that decision factor out of your process, right? And go to hard stops.
Right.
There's pros and cons to both. Here's the pro of a mental stop is that if this thing comes down here and it whipsawks fast and then shoots back up quickly, I can sometimes survive that. That's the pro to it, right? I won't get stopped out. The con to it is that if it doesn't, and you might have a little bit of slippage because it might end up at 125.30, right? So you have a 30 cents, 20 cents slippage, right? That's the con to having a mental stop. The hard stop is vice versa, right? The great thing is
Yeah.
you hopefully are going to get filled right at the stop, exactly what you say you're going to risk. And the downside is that you can't get that whipsaw. And I see we've seen it happen here to Peter too sometimes, right? It sucks, but that's
Yeah.
the give or take, right? That's a trade-off. So at the end, just look at your entire business as trading, as for the month, for the quarter, for the year. If the numbers are adding up, there's no better way of doing it. It's just the best way that works for you. And that's what people got to realize is there's not one way of doing it. It's the one you can do consistently over and over again that gives you the results that you want. Right. So
Right.
it drives me crazy when I hear people like, oh, this is the way you have to do it. Like, no, it's not. Anybody tells you this is the way you have
Yeah.
to do it. No, they're wrong.
Right.
Wrong right away. Right. Just be careful with the advice
Yeah.
they give you because this is not that type of business, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem. A lot of people, especially if you're successful, confuse this is the way I've been successful with this is the way everybody needs to do this thing to be
Yeah. Yeah.
successful, right? It's not
Yep.
the same
Yep.
statement, and that's
Yep.
hard for people to understand. Well, I did it this way, that's why, I'll tell you everybody needs to do it this way. Well, no.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Uh,
All right, let's see what's happening here, friends. How are we doing? Did we recover? Oh, we recovered pretty nice here. 436 likes. That's awesome. That is
yeah,
awesome.
it's another good week.
Yeah. What can we get, Andrew, to give away if we hit 600,000 subscribers? Maybe an annual membership.
Hey, where do we want to look where we're at today? Did we go up at all or?
I think we went up a couple.
Okay, all right.
A
Well, I don't want to
couple.
put it on the spot. Because you were stressing me out with that number on the screen. We watched it tick up like digit by
That
digit
is
there.
that is
So,
stressful, yeah.
uh,
Um,
where's our 10 million? We wanted the million subscribers. We thought we made this big jump up into this area here, and it's our subscribers have been
yeah,
stuck here for a while,
it's
which is good, and we appreciate everybody that's
oh,
here.
your long hood. Ah, my Andrew indicator is with me.
Oh,
Yes. Oh,
okay, all
very
right. Oh, he is.
nice.
Yeah, look at
Ah,
that. Okay,
let
yeah,
me pull it up here. Hold on, let me bring it up to the screen. Look at
yeah.
this. He is
He's already
long hood.
he's in. He's taking some partials. Yeah.
You see, but look how the Atlas changed. It wasn't like this earlier. It was not. That's nice.
Right.
That's in our favor now. Oh man, look at that.
Yep.
All right, the Andrew
Yep.
indicators making us profitable here. I'm gonna take a partial here. We're trying to break 125. See, I was wondering why the stock changed. I thought it was just my skills, but it's Andrew. I'm kidding. But that's good. That's
There you
good.
go. See,
Yeah, yeah.
you got support from the master.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. So
Oh,
Andrew's got a
Andrew's waving
partial,
at us.
partial.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got him up now. Let's see, he's got a
Yeah.
125. Let's see if we can get filled up there. That is amazing, friends. Amazing, amazing. Oh,
Cool. Very cool.
Brian's got a new view. Brian's switching his camera. I like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Like a
you're
little
right. I
back.
haven't seen that view from him before.
Yeah,
It's
behind the scenes type look there. Um, Very nice.
ah,
Lambo giveaway. Um, but
I had
yeah,
no
yeah, yeah.
idea that this is what Brian's screens look like. I didn't picture him with
Yeah,
such large. He's got the extended monitors and a curved one. It looks like at the bottom.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, neat.
Awesome. All right, friends. You get access to the chat room, bearwithtrust.com. Head on over there and check it out. And by the way, it's a great time to sign up now because then Monday, you come hang with me Monday night on the onboarding class. Ooh, Andrew should have got filled, about to get filled. I like to see the triangles get filled. Let's see.
Yeah, there you
There it
go. He
is.
just got filled.
It's the best, man. It's the best. All right,
There
another
you
partial
go.
here.
Oh, there you go. See, your patience paid off there, Carlos.
Trade
I
the plan,
love it.
man. Trade the
I
plan.
love it.
We almost got out because a lot of stuff looked very negative, but it changed. It changed up. So,
Yeah,
we set our risk and we let the trade play out. It took longer than expected, but
yeah,
it paid off here. So, great call out, guys.
yeah. And
Someone called out, say Hood at VWAP. You guys called it out. I can go back and look at it. It was a Caesar. I forget who it was, but great job
Yep.
calling this out. A couple of you guys did. As you start learning how we kind of trade the stuff we look for, being part of a community is amazing. And this is what we do all day in chat. It's what we do all day. Help each other out. We're not giving each other signals. Hey, take here, take there. We're looking for our strategies and just helping each other out. An extra set of eyeballs, man. It's awesome. It really, really is. So, and
Uh,
yeah,
so I'm trading my plan in a different way. Obviously, I'm still watching Nvidia. I'm just gonna let it do what it's gonna do. Again, my stop is now actually even better. It's a little farther above VWAP because VWAP's moved down with the recent price action, but it's still coming back up and retesting. So we'll see what happens. This, I'm just gonna let it ride at this point, right? I told you what my target is. I'm looking to get down to 181 is where I'd like to be. Or it's going to come up and stop me out. So one way or the other. I see open here as one of the ones we were watching, Carlos. It didn't look great right at the open, but ever since it's had a little
it's
push
been
up and yeah, it's not a bad movement. Again, lower price
yeah,
stock makes it a little tougher for me, but that one's been interesting.
yeah, yeah. That has moved very,
And
very well here. AMD eventually
LTR.
broke out. Took a bit though, man. Pretty
Yeah, yeah, that's still tough.
yeah.
Ah,
Open long since the open. Nice. Wait for the pullback to buy. What do we have here? Khaled, why don't you move your stop to VWAP? Well, I think you added, so you got a much better entry, Peter, right? So the question is, why don't you move your stop to VWAP?
Um, why don't I? It's too close to the price action. It could
Yeah.
pop above VWAP and I don't want to get stopped out. I mean, look what it did over here. Look at this candle, right? Where it did pop up above VWAP back at what time is this? 9:53.
Yeah.
So, it can. So I want to give it enough room that I don't go get myself stopped out right before it's about to lose it and head lower. So
Yeah.
Sylvia Castillo, welcome to Lambos and
Ah,
Garbage Trucks. We love it.
awesome. Good to have you. Welcome, welcome. Sylvia
Yep.
Castillo, 3453. Very nice. Welcome. Um,
Wonder how they pick the numbers. I can't believe that there's 3,452 other Sylvia Castillos out there, but maybe there are.
yeah, no, I'm not sure. Well, I picked my number 328, so I wrote that. But there were
Did
some
you?
other ones that, yeah,
Oh,
that was I wrote that one in.
because
Um,
I didn't pick a number. I don't know where my I don't even know what my number
yeah,
is. What is my number? 1754. Like maybe
yep.
there are 1753 others out there.
Sounds like a good whiskey year. Peter Donnelly, 1754.
1754. Yeah, it
80%
does
proof.
sound like
It's a good year. I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
I'm not that old. Uh,
Mental
all right. So
game.
yeah, good morning so far for both Carlos and I. Not a hugely active morning, right? I mean, we each only have a single trade, but it's good when they work. So
Yeah. Yep.
it's
So yeah,
anyway.
mental game. Yeah, I remember those days, man. We started streaming. We had even less than 500 was a massive milestone over on our YouTube channel, right? Of viewers. So to see 1,000 is awesome. But yeah, yeah, it's nice to build a community and have you guys here and trade with each other every morning. Be part of the BBT community. Have trading terminal. You guys helped us a lot. Trading terminal with your feedback
Yeah.
and support. So building an awesome tool. This is great, man. It's a good time to be a retail trader in this community. So that's for sure. A lot thanks to
They
you
pick a
guys,
number
right?
based
So,
on the number of digits. A four-digit number basically means you're broke.
huh?
Okay.
They picked the 4-digit number if you have.
Uh,
I don't know.
what is the popcorn bucket?
Oh,
The popcorn bucket.
yeah,
We that was just anything that comes after the popcorn bucket is really a
yeah,
stock that we're just watching for fun. We
right,
wouldn't likely trade it. It's just it was moving. It's probably either a low float or a low price stock. You know that it looks like it might be fun to watch, but we're not likely to trade the thing. So that's why
yeah,
it's sitting there. Yeah.
yeah. That's what the bucket is. See, but I didn't get 4 digits. Carlo Anayasi. I remember writing that username there.
Mm.
Mental game 24/7. I mean,
That's
that sounds like
that was Andrew.
a
That's you.
number you picked. I'm sorry, what?
Oh no, Andrew just
Oh.
sneezed in the chat room. I thought it was you for a second. So,
Doug Jane Trace. How do we not? So because this is that's usually my stop, right? My stop is usually never at the VWAP. The VWAP is what I'm using as the place where okay, we want to stay above that for sure, but my stop is never at that. So when we got into this trade, here's our entry, right? Here's our entry, our stop. Here's the VWAP. We don't want to stop there. Give it a couple of more room. Give it a little more room. Right, give it a little more room. We're giving it about another 40 cents or so from here. 120, yeah, 122.98. Give it 40 cents. Our targets here is the high of the day here. Hopefully we can get there. That's about 1 to 2.5 or so. Obviously we're gonna parse on the way up there. But yeah, give yourself a little bit of room always. And then if I find like a technical, like below the view, if I find like a technical place, like here, look at the support resistance you have here. I'm like, okay, that's where I want to be at, right? If I find it. But give yourself a little bit of room because this right here happens so much. And if you have right at the VWAP, you're going to be stopped out and frustrated up here. So this happens a lot. We see it all the time. And yeah, and Andrew's in on this hood trade as well.
so
So he's taking a couple of parcels up here also. And we're looking for the high of the day, that 125.80, if we can get there.
yeah.
So
Steven, you're asking a very good question about what about what do we think about focusing on just one ticker at a time? So you've had your best days. You thought you needed more screens. You used three, but you thought you've had your best days when you recently were just watching one ticker. There's like anything in trading, there's always an upside and downside. I would advocate watching less things rather than more, which is part of the reason why we do the pre-market shows, so you can help narrow down the things you're looking at. We try and watch a lot because we want to help you guys out and see more that's going on. And we've been doing this for a long time, so we can manage a larger volume of data inputs. But watching fewer things is generally, I would say, beneficial. If you consistently just watch a couple of stocks, um, here's the upside is you're going to get familiar with it and you're going to get more comfortable with trading it. So you can make more confident decisions. You notice that there's a few stocks that I will watch every single day. Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, right? Those are the top three perhaps for me that I watch every day. Secondary to those are things like Microsoft and PLTR and what else we got? Apple, right? I just keep an eye on those. So I feel that, I've got a little more familiarity with how they move and, what's a good move and what's a bad move. The
Yeah.
downside of watching one or a small bucket of stocks is that you can get overconfident. You can say, look, I've been watching this every day. Like Nvidia, for example, right? If I say, look, I went short yesterday, I'm short bias on it, I'm going short again today, and I got overconfident in that, I could make a mistake and I could overextend myself and not listen to my stops. So never assume you know what a stock's going to do just because you've been watching it consistently. If you can thread that needle, if you can avoid that overconfidence, then I think it's absolutely worthwhile watching a fewer number of stocks that you can get. Now, it doesn't have to be the same stock every day, right? You might just pick two and you're going to watch them, right? The risk on that is you might pick the wrong two, right? I mean, I watch Nvidia every day, but I don't get a trade
Hmm.
every day. So some
Yeah.
days you
Yeah.
could pick a stock and you're like, it just didn't do anything. For example, you know, if I'm looking here on my screen, I happen to have a firm open, Archer Aviation, ACHR, and Hood. Now, if you look at those, depending what you're looking at, you may say, well, to me, a firm and Archer, horrible. I don't think they did any good movement. Nothing predictable. Wouldn't have been good. Open and Hood gave you some potential moves depending on what you were taking. So, if you happen to pick the wrong two of those or had a strategy that didn't work, you might be sitting here saying, well, that was a waste of a morning, right? I didn't see anything. Not a waste, by the way. Every minute that you're watching the market is education and valuable, but so you just balance the upside and downside. All in all, I would recommend watching fewer stocks. Just understand it comes with some, some risk, if you will, or something you need to manage, and don't let that frustrate you too much.
Yep. Yep. Very well said. Could I explain our ORB a bit? We didn't train ORB today, but I think we got a great video on that, man. We can send you here. Should be on Train Terminal. There should be a video on there, but yeah, it's a strategy that I love to trade and look for every single morning. There's a couple of criteria I would like to see Helen on it, but today, let me see. Let's an example of a good one today. Do we have a good one today for 5 minute ORB? Just looking through my tickers here. Tesla could have been a good one. Yeah, it's not a great example. So I would love to show you an example. It would be easier to explain. POTR had a nice engulfing pattern on the 5 minute, but I don't see a great 5 minute ORB. But Helen, send me an email, carlos@bearwithtraders.com. I'll send you some links to some information about the 5 minute ORB, and it'll be easier. It'll do more justice than me trying to, explain it here in such a short period of time. I'll put the email here in case you need to reach out to me. And there we go, carlos@bearwithtraders.com. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, friends. Let's see. We're in Hood looking for hopefully the high of the day. The Qs, the SPY are giving us a little bit of trouble here with that last drop, kind of trying to drag things lower, but we're trying to hold here. So let's see if Hood can. Yeah, here you saw kind of Hood drop a little bit with this drop. Hopefully, it can stay above that. All right, 506 likes for our YouTube channel, and Yeah. Hit the gas as always. That was a good one, right? What do you do for the Tesla trucks? You hit the gas. You hit the yeah. Yeah. We don't hit the gas. We know that for sure. But yeah, interesting stuff. My wife's brother has a Tesla. She loves it. Loves it. No, no maintenance, no gas, no this, no oil changes. I mean, she's like, this is the best thing. Should have done this a long time ago. She's had it for a couple of years now, and they love that thing. You know, um,
Mm.
takes some getting used to that pedal. That pedal definitely takes some getting used to when you let go and it slows down. And at certain speeds, is different pressure slowing down than other ones. So when you first get it, you're driving like a teenager, like just bobbing back and forth for a while. Uh, she let me drive, and I
Yeah.
was like, "This is annoying." But once a couple of times out, you get the hang of it.
Yeah. And the different cars are designed differently. That's a Tesla design, I think, because I know that like when I had the electric Porsche that they gave me, you take your foot off the accelerator, it would slow down like a normal car, right? It would just
Normal,
sort of
neutral, yeah,
coast.
yeah,
Yeah, as opposed to like doing the regenerative sort of braking thing that the Tesla does a little more actively. So, all
yeah.
right, that was my alarm to tell me we're an hour into the market. So,
All right.
we're in a very choppy, but it's Friday, so choppy Friday. Um, so not a surprise here that it's a little bit choppy. I'm still holding on to my Nvidia trade. I haven't done anything. As you see, my last partial was half an
Mm-hmm.
hour ago,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just sitting waiting. You know, still hopeful that it's going to get down to my target, but maybe not. I don't know which
yeah.
direction it's going to go, but I'm willing to sit and wait. Carlos, I assume your stop now at break even, or what's
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop break even
okay.
123.63. We got a couple of
Okay.
parcels in here. But yeah, it comes to break even, we're out. And I really don't even want to go in below 124. I'd rather get out with some more profit than even let it come down to my break even. So let's see here what it
Right.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Good.
we're getting a nice drop. It's funny, right at the alarm period, Peter, 10:30, right? So right there, we're starting to get the
Yeah.
selling
Yep.
pressure. Let's see if we hold.
Yeah.
We're
Because the market
trying.
was unable so far today has been unable
Yep.
to push higher. So it
Yeah.
looks like we are going to be staying here in the red. But, I say that, knock on wood, who knows?
Yep.
We
Yep. I'm
could
gonna do
move,
this.
but that's what it looks like.
I'm still up pretty decent as far as my entry. Gonna take half off here. Let's do that. I think it's gonna drop, but I don't want to be completely out. Let's take half off, and at least we don't bring everything back to break
Mm.
even. I like what it's doing here. Like, keeps coming back up above 124, and then here, it's a big battle right now. Whatever this thing is doing, it's just
Hmm.
struggling. Yeah,
Let's
I'm
see.
out. I'm gonna get out of
What's
it. Yeah,
Hood? What's Hood looking like? There's
yeah.
not, yeah, see, there's not a lot on the level two. There's some big
There's
orders
not.
down at
Yeah,
120, but that's a long ways away. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But I'm out
interesting.
of it here. I'm out of it. I'd rather
Yeah.
get out with some profits and bring it back down to break even. We had a couple of partials in already, so we were looking for that 125 79, but we never got it. So
Mm.
no, no, no. My brother's wife. My brother's wife. Yeah, not my wife's brother.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Jorg, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. Yes, sorry. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask on any terminology. So my apologies for that. Yeah, break even just means, yeah, where he got in, all right, at his entry point.
Yep, yep.
What's
No,
my
I'm out.
target?
I'm out.
Chris, my target on Nvidia, as I mentioned, I want 180. I've got a daily level set down here that I'm looking to target 181. I mean, first I'd like the $3 mark, which would put me at 181.35. But I think from a technical point of view, 181, the sort of whole dull number or close to it, would be a good target. And then there's a whole lot of orders at 180. So I'd like to see us get all the way down to 180, but I don't know if it's going to do that. That being said, Nvidia's dropping right now, so maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
see.
getting we're getting
We
some
haven't broken that
selling
low
here.
of day yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're getting some selling
So,
here, man, and that's probably what not probably that's exactly what didn't help our hood trade go higher. But
hmm
we are getting some selling here, and are we going on a sell run? Are we going on a? Yesterday we did. That was awesome. AMD's down. Oh boy, let's see how we could join this party. PLTR maybe at the VWAP. It looks messy today though.
yeah.
But Tesla at the VWAP, we
Honestly,
could be getting
don't know where we're
into.
going on this stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
I am. I'm definitely Peter more short bias into the weekend, not knowing how things are gonna shape out. It's just so much stuff, man. So much negative
mm,
news catalysts out there. Uh, whether the government shutdown, people not getting paid. I mean, it's just
yeah.
people
A
not
lot of
happy with the
focus
way
on
the economy's been going.
travel.
It's just
Yeah.
travel. It's just
Yeah.
there's less positive news out there than good right now. And the market has really brushed off a lot of this all negativity. It's been up and up and
And
up, but eventually
yeah.
it'll start taking a toll. It'll
Yep.
start weighing in, saying, "Hey, listen here, um, we can't do it no more." you know,
hmm
can't do it no more. So,
Well,
all
yeah,
right,
we talked about the.
boys are getting ready to come on in.
There
Let
we
me get
go.
it over into the chat.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Andrew.
How are
I
you
hear
guys?
you here.
Hey, good morning.
Great. Fantastic. Me.
Nice.
I'm short Nvidia for the second morning in a row, and it's looked like we might get a break to a new low here. I'm holding on. I added to my short at VWAP, and I've been in this since 9:32, so it's great.
That's amazing. Yeah, congratulations. Let me share a screen here as well. I had a pretty good day as well. I take a good trade on Hood. Honestly, I took this trade when Carlos took that trade.
hmm
So,
Nice,
I
nice.
actually Carlos were the before that. So I went long at 123.50 all the way for 125.30 and added more for 126, but I got stopped out here. So. Which was nice. And then I had the TSLL, which was pretty good. So for the double bottom, 1882 popped up above 19. I added more, but eventually got stopped out. It did go back up really nicely, but unfortunately, I was not in there. Brian had some issues in the at the open with his microphone, but I think Brian also had some good trading.
Think so. Can't hear him now.
Yeah, he's having issues with microphone, unfortunately. Um, so that was really good. So how's
DTCK, David Commodity shares trading.
So Nvidia is sold off at the bottom, huh? So Nvidia is really fighting back in that area.
Yep. A little bit of a
I need
bounce
to
here in
stand
NVIDIA.
up. I need to stand up and see what's going on in life. Nobody takes me seriously if I sit down.
That's the way you feel, eh? You got to stand up
So
to get
Peter,
heard.
how was the tell me how was your birthday yesterday?
Oh, it was fantastic. I had a great trading day. But I had the best birthday present. My daughters came home. So, daughter came in from London, Ontario, and then the other one from across town. So we had a great dinner
Nice.
last night, and yeah, very happy.
So she came all the way from Ontario to see you
All the way from London.
from
Yeah,
London.
so she did the 6.5 hour drive to come
Wow.
home for my birthday. I'm very
Because
happy
you're an
about that.
amazing dad. I would have come as well if I were invited.
You're always invited. Just show up, man. I've got room for you. I got lots of bedrooms not being used here, you know. Show up, we'll
Nice.
put you up.
There you go. I love that. I love that open invitation. All right, so I'm gonna. So Brian is still struggling, huh?
Yeah, it looks like
Uh,
it.
I think there is a ghost in his house that is trying to mess with him because everything was working. He just suddenly lost the microphone.
Oh,
So what he should do, he should go into the sound and then go to the microphone and try to disable all the microphone that he doesn't want. But maybe there is something going on with his life. I don't know.
that is not no clean living.
Yeah, give me a
Peter's
1 second.
fighting back.
I'll be back quickly, Peter.
Sure, no problem. Uh, Coach Umberto, yeah, you remember that earlier conversation, don't you? Yeah, I look, I'm not gonna, you know, mention that out loud or remind him. I could bring them in here. They probably don't want to be on YouTube. Hold on a sec. Let me see. You guys want to be on YouTube?
All right, let's see here. Scorpio. Ah, man, things are setting off. Look at Nvidia, guys. Nvidia dropping nicely here. LTR.
Wait, where's Andrew? Andrew's got to come back. I've got some special guests coming.
Nice.
Here they are. You gonna full screen me, Carlos? Look, we've got my lovely daughters here saying hi, everybody.
Hello, hello. Very nice.
The delay is confusing.
What's that?
The delay is confusing.
Oh yeah, because the delay on YouTube is a few seconds. So if you watch down here, this is the real time. But anyways, I wanted them to say hi. So there you go. So came home for my birthday. There you go. Very happy. So.
Awesome.
All right, I'll let you off the hook. Thank you. See, this is almost even better because Andrew wasn't here. Now all of you, I want all of you to start spamming the chat with news and say, Andrew, you missed it. They were here. The girls were live, and he wasn't here.
They were here.
So they were
He
here.
was-
They were
he
just,
was here.
just on screen, and he missed it. Your mic's working, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's
Yeah, we
working.
got
Hey,
you
great to
now,
see you.
loud and
Great to
clear.
see more of your family there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I said I was very happy. It was the best birthday present I could get. The girls came back, so and
Awesome.
yeah,
Nice.
staying
Makes
through the
Makes the
weekend.
house feel alive. That's for sure.
Exactly, it does. It does. I went for a great walk
Right.
with the puppy this morning, so you know it's a great day.
It's all good. Yeah, Andrew was talking about the trade we did at the Open before Andrew jumped on. Shorted Tesla shortly after the Open there and got that nice move down to 425. So that was probably my best trade of the day. And Carlos, I sent you some links to give away some books today. I don't know if you've looked at your emails.
Oh, nice. I do. What time did you send it? If it's after 8:30, I didn't see it. Let's
Yeah, it
see
was
here.
probably just yeah, just before the market opened. So
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I can pull it up. We can do
got,
it.
if we got time to do that today, we can give away an options book and a swing trade book.
That is
So
awesome.
yeah,
All right,
it's
I'll set it up
yeah,
for our
we've
members
really
and garbage truck members. I'll set up in a second here. We'll give that out.
right.
Watching Nvidia here, it's getting close to my first target, so we're at low of day. This is
Yeah,
going well.
we traded. We really traded in a range from about 940 to yeah, we're actually at low of day on the Qs right now. We'll see if we break through it. Same with the SPY. We're right down at this market low, so we'll see if we find some
What's happening?
support here again. This is this is an area where we found support twice before.
Yep. I looked up at the screen and I just saw my own giant forehead. I'm like, what is happening?
No,
Oh,
it's
here
good
we
to
go.
see.
Here we
It's
go. Oh,
different
baby. Taking a
screen.
partial here on Nvidia. This is excellent. This is exactly the move I was looking for. So
Awesome, man. J Pin ATL,
Yeah,
welcome. Lambos and Garbage Truck, man. Good to have you.
Now, whose trade is that on the screen? Oh,
That's Andrew's.
oh, Andrews. Okay.
That's Andrew's screen, yeah.
I was getting nervous. I'm like, where's my partial? Oh no, hold on a sec. I'm looking at the
Yeah.
wrong screen.
I could throw you off, yeah. Find
Yeah.
yourself with me. Oh, it's pretty good. Congratulations.
Here's
Welcome to
AM.
Lambos and Garbage Truck. Appreciate you.
Here's AMD trading right at S4. Could be a possible bounce here.
This is awesome.
Wow,
What a
down
great
$10
morning.
bucks here today. AMD has a tendency to overshoot these levels, but
Wow, AMD's also selling off here.
yeah,
Much bigger range than Nvidia. So Andrew, we were saying I see you back now. You took a break at exactly the wrong time. You missed it.
missed a move.
Well,
That's
more than
okay.
Yeah,
I'm not a
he
greedy
was
more.
person.
another good short.
No. More important than the move, I had my both beautiful daughters appeared. They were here with me on camera, and you were nowhere to be found. So,
Ah, damn. I missed my future wife. Oh, damn. Oh,
I
I can
don't know.
always go play back. No, this is on YouTube. I can always play back.
yeah.
All right, what happened? Why the market is selling off again? Oh, Brian fixed the
Yeah,
microphone.
yeah. I don't know what I did, but I screwed around with the mic settings, and here you go. I'm back again.
Nice.
All right.
So it looks
Yeah.
like we're trying to hold here on AMD and Nvidia.
You did a Microsoft
Still,
repair job on it, Brian? You turned it off and
I
back
must,
on?
yeah, exactly. Gave it a kick.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. John got a picture of it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The internet is forever, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
So
Tesla back
here's
on the low of the day. AMD's at S4. I guess the next trade would be maybe a reversal on these.
yeah, that's what I was suggesting. Maybe AMD will find some support here, right here. The thing is, we are still in a downtrend, so be suspicious of any bounces here. Take partials. Okay, so there's a bit of a bounce back. Nvidia's bouncing up a little bit now.
SPY is really going down.
There you go. Nice little bounce on AMD. If you traded options, it would have been worked out fairly well. 227.50s in at 175 and getting out at over $2 now. Apple's still staying green here on the day.
Yeah, Apple is the only one that is really staying a strong for the whole market.
Yeah. The only thing else I've got, it was something I found on the scanner, was Love, Southwest Airlines seemed to be. I don't know. I think maybe did they maybe they reported this morning.
Yeah. So Nvidia is
No,
sending off
they
too. I think a
didn't.
reversal would be nice. Eventually we get a reversal somewhere. AMD definitely is struggling at this, trying to find the bottom at S4. Yeah, any question,
Wow.
guys? Any question, guys, about the trades that we did today? Like I started late, but I'm profitable. It was pretty nice on TSLL.
Yeah, I don't fly, obviously, Southwest. I've only flown it once or twice in my life. Seems like we're trying to put in a little bit of a bottom here on the SPY and the Qs.
Yeah, AMD looks like it's so 228. So you see the Atlas is 228. So
Yeah,
I'm going to bring it also as well here. You can
yeah.
see
See, and
it's going to go
yeah,
toward the 228.
hopefully some people took that trade on AMD, that S4 bounce. And the markets are helping out here, getting a bit of buyers stepping in. Just be careful. We are still in a downtrend.
SPY trying to also find the bottom, 664. 66, 50 calls,
Just
$19.
I've always watching the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart, and as long as we're below that, to me that's we're in a downtrend trending market. It's if you start to break the 9 and we get up to the 20 and then maybe break through there, could be a trend reversal. But again, we're up at the 9 and we're struggling here to find more buyers.
All right, guys, in 10 minutes, we have a webinar about our $50,000 funded training account, about how it works, all the details. If you have any question, you can join us into the webinar room in Trading Terminal. And so I'm going to share this into the chat room and also on YouTube. So in 10 minutes, it's going to be free for everybody. You don't need any registration in anything. You can just join us. I'll be there as well in 5 minutes in Bear Bull Traders webinar room, in Trading Terminal webinar room. Again, free for everybody. I'll be there. Mike will be there and answer your questions because there are some questions that coming from pretty much everybody. So it would be nice to have that.
Right.
So Graham is asking, what's the dollar value that you think is okay to be profitable? So this is a really, really interesting question. So the dollar value really depends on your account size. Uh, if you have, for example, a $50,000 funded account, which is 12,500, $100 a day would be 1%. That's a really good return. So the people who have $12,500 equity in their account with $50,000 buying power, they expect to make, $10,000, $2,000 a day. That's a very, very, wrong expectation. You can't expect like to make 10% a day. 1% a day is a very good profit. A 0.5% is more realistic. So if you have a funded account and then you make $50 to $100 a day after commission, I think you're a really good trader. And if you can make this consistently, it's very important. For me, today was like $17,000, but my account is $10 million. So is that a good return on that $10 million account? It's a different story that you have to look into that. This one is about 0.2% profit of a day, so still reasonable. But again, everything has to go through the perspective of percentage. So when I started trading, Edward, I really wanted like something between $300 to $400 USD to that was my goal, but I wasn't really needing that money. When I lost my job and I was unemployed for 5 months, I said, okay, if I make $300 a day, I can live based on that. And then I soon realized that I can't really rely on that extra income. I have to get a job. And I did get a job eventually after 5 months. I was employed until 2019. I had the BBT, I had the books and everything, but I still, at this time I was going to work because I couldn't really pay the mortgage or bills and everything just based on trading. Yeah, I could, but I didn't want to do that because it was really stressful. So again, Piano Tech, it says you have maintained 0.75% per day since March. Is amazing. Like this is really good. Like it means that, in the last 10, 11 months, you've had 0.75% per day on average. That is amazing. But having said
Yeah,
that,
that's really good.
one bad trade can blow up everything. So we've seen it in the funded accounts. I see that some really good traders, Rocco, Greg, that they were making really amazing money. One or two bad trade goes down. So again, you are a trader, you're a good trader, but as good as a trader until your last trade. So you have to be very careful. I mean, usually it's different from fitness. Like your fit, one night too much drinking or too much pizza, it doesn't impact you, overnight. Like you don't get a belly overnight. You really need a bad habit. But trading is not like that. Trading, you have to really stay fit, but you can also drop really fast. Again, it's very different from fitness. You can be unhealthy for a couple of days, but you're not going to lose the fitness.
Yeah. That's why we don't recommend people try to, go right to try to becoming professional traders. Keep your job, have a job where you have dependable income. It changes your mental approach to trading too. It doesn't you're not under so much pressure to make money because you have to pay your bills. For years I had for many years I worked for a big company, but fortunate being on the West Coast because I could get up early, do a few trades, and then go to my regular job. Yeah,
Nice.
it's trading is 90% mental. I mean, you can have a trade book and have all these rules, but if you don't have the um, if you don't have the mental state or the discipline to follow those rules, you're almost doomed.
Exactly.
Hmm. Things are sliding a bit more here. As I said, we're still in a downtrend. Bounces are to be completely suspicious until we can start trading above some of these moving averages here.
All right, guys, we're running almost to the end, but let's give away those books. Brian, you got 2 books you want to go away? Brian sent me an
Yeah.
email today. So for our Lambos and Garbage Truck members, do hashtag Brian Book hashtag, and then we'll give those out now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
one's
So
one's the one's the options and one's swing trading.
Yeah, nice. We'll do the options first. So there it is coming in, and we'll give it away in just a second. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, give you something to read on the weekend.
Yeah. All right, friends, here we go. Hit that thumbs up as well, friends. Really appreciate it. And subscribe. 40% of people are not subscribed. So first one goes to what do we have here? Marco 86. Marcos DC 86. So congrats. Then the second book is going to 419M9U. It's a robot. It's a Tesla robot. But congratulations. Send me an email. Carlos@bearwoodtraders.com, friends.
All right.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you, man, giving this out to the community. Awesome.
No worries. Yeah.
Carlos, can you throw up maybe a reminder for the live webinar that's starting in Trading Terminal right now?
Yep.
Right, guys, head over to Trading Terminal. I can say that. Head over to Trading Terminal. The link that we're sending right now to you in the chat, both in YouTube and now. Feel free to come, guys. I'll be there, answer your questions, and get the rules. If you have any question, comment, frustration, we can chat over there. So thank you so much, guys. Really
Perfect.
appreciate that. I know
Thank
Thor
you,
is
guys.
here, and Thor also developed the pivot alert bot that actually gives really, really good trades based on the strategy that he has. That is gonna be streamed into the chat room in the pivot bot tab, and also soon we're gonna send it also into the main chat. It doesn't give a lot of alert, but what it does is actually really powerful. So take a look at it. Thank you, Thor. That's a gift of Thor to the community.
Absolutely.
So excited to use that one as well myself, because we're gonna add the futures really soon into Trading Terminal and the market atlas as well. I'm gonna go to the webinar room, guys. See you there.
See you, everybody.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for that. Good to see you, Brian. Great watching you work your magic as per usual in the morning, my friend.
Yeah. Tesla short, baby. All right. You have a good one. Have a good one, everybody. Have a good weekend. Thor, have a great weekend. You check out my YouTube video as well on the weekend. I'll cover what happened in the markets. So, yeah, have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah, I'll just cut out here as well and leave the floor to Thor, if I can say that. Floor to Thor. That's like a tongue twister.
It really is.
But just for everybody, since you're all asking about my Nvidia trade, still short on that. And it's getting close now to my $180 target, which I mentioned it was my ultimate target. So a whole bunch of orders sitting there. Hopefully we'll get down a little bit closer. But yeah, it's a great day. A second great day of shorting Nvidia in a row for me. So thanks a lot. Thor, take it away, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you and everyone I have here. And I just wanted to really quickly address the hater, Devin. Actually, that's not true. This was something that Andrew and I had been talking about for months ahead of this. My initiative just came a little bit ahead of his, right? So you're actually very off base there, but there were so many people who I kind of really like hope in the long run. Like I have to admit, like, I don't know how to say this properly, but I'm a little disappointed. You know what I mean? Like, I bust my butt to try and bring quality content, quality education, and quality tools to this community. And I've been doing it for 6 years. And I don't know, like, it's just weird. I mean, I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm still going to charge what I'm going to charge. And if you don't like me because of that, I just don't need you in my life or in my circle. So follow Andrew, follow all the other moderators, and anytime I come on the microphone, please log off before I even log on. And never pay me any attention whatsoever, because that's what I want from you, right? Just go ahead and diss, right? Ghost me, please, because I have people that I really care about, and I'm going to help them become amazing stock traders. right? So no blocking. No. Go ahead and talk if you want. It's just okay. It just makes you look so petty. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed in you. So, but okay, y'all have at it. For everybody else, like if you want to. If not, whatever. I'm in a great spot today. No, that's the thing. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, I love you. I love you people. I love Bearable Traders. I love Andrew. He's like a brother to me. I just really, really care about y'all. Everything that I've been doing and everything I've worked, I used to send pivot bot calls into the chat room before. I couldn't maintain it because I couldn't keep up with it. It was too much money. It was too much development. It had to die, right? So I didn't want it to die. I didn't want my trading view cams to die, right? I put so much effort in this. I wanted to bring you the buying and selling detector, right? I wanted to bring you an updated version of ghost candles, right? I wanted to be able to do all these things. I wanted my boy Bruz to stay my boy Bruz for a long time and not get scooped up by somebody who recognizes his talents, right? These things are only possible because of what I'm doing here. And I just hope y'all recognize that. And if you don't, it's okay. You're more than welcome to go find the cheapest, the most inexpensive, and the most unorganized version of whatever it is you want to get out of this trading journey. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm good. But no, and I love you all. This isn't about the placates, by the way. It just is what it is. So I never talk shit about Andrew in my Discords. But I am very obvious, I am very honest about Andrew's trading. That's for darn sure, and what things are difficult, but I don't talk any differently than with that. So love you, Devin, though, man. You're just you're I can tell you right now why you're not successful at what you're doing right now. Right, man? So there you go. Stay on the prize, my friend. So unfortunately, what's going on here, right? So unfortunately, what's going on here is like whenever you try and do stuff, like people are always going to try and assign the worst side of your mouse to you. It's just so weird. Like, I mean, I just don't know. Like if that's the case, like if I'm everybody you say that I am, Devin, then why are you here? Like, why are you wasting your time on me? You know what I mean? Like, I don't value your opinion here. You can see there's a whole room of people that don't. You're just like bored today. So anyway, my goodness. Oh, I know. I appreciate you, man. I'm just having a little fun. It's kind of, I just don't mind. I don't mind leaning into this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of people get really freaked out and really scared about this kind of stuff, but I'm just not worried about it. You know what I mean? And I want to really to people to focus because if you're here for trading and you want to be a trading, why are you getting so hung up in the social background story of this stuff? Like you're really concerned, right? You said that you are just waiting for the release of your book. You are clever. Huh. Okay. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think you're right there. I mean, where did I say it live? I said on YouTube? Find me a recording. That doesn't sound accurate. I don't ever recall thinking Andrew was going to hand anything over to Artie. I just, yeah, no, that never happened. Sorry. Okay. Artie wasn't even like that prevalent of a like figure in Bearable Traders a few years ago. He peaked like 3 months ago. And now Artie went and did his own thing, and it's not been a very good decision for him, for the record. I heard he's going to futures, right? Oh man, Maybe it's Avi. Maybe Devin's Avi. I don't know. He's obviously one of my mentees. So I tell everybody everything, right? So I have a small group of my mentees that are upset because this really isn't about any of this. And then I'll move on, Zara, because I think I should. This is actually because of my private mentoring initiative. Right? This is because of my private mentoring initiative. And I have some of my old mentees who I was charging a very low fee. And then when I changed my mentoring initiative, that's going to come out, I did not grandfather them into that. So might as well just know, because people are going to put it out there. So this person is one of those people. So this actually has nothing to do with Andrew, with BBT. It doesn't have anything to do with my alerts. This is someone from my private mentoring group that's upset at me because I did that. And I'm so sorry that you people are having to witness this boiling over into the YouTube. So I'm going to do my best not to let my ADHD focus on it. I'm pretty sure we threw the mute on them. So, and we can just go ahead and move on. Like, I don't know what is going on here. So, but anyway, so let me show you guys what I did. So, and I want to show you guys about a couple of good calls that I think had. I think I had a couple, other things I didn't. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the buying and selling and some other fun things, right? So I'm off of it now, fun. So if you'll hang here, man, I'm sorry. So I didn't intend to get into that. So I'll try and push off of it, and it's done for the rest of the day now, at least for now. It's crazy stuff, man. Like, I never thought as I was getting into trading, I was going to do that. But let me show you what I did last night. So last night, we were in our Thursday night mentoring with Bear Bull Traders. So for anyone who wants to hang out and just get like my best education that I do, right? You're right too, right on that. Some of the best education we get is when it's 8 o'clock at night, we're just hanging. It's normally a small group, like 60, 70 people. And we're just going through our trades for the day, going through everything that's going on. So as I'm going up here, you can see we sell down and we squeeze. But as we're rallying, this buy is just really, really weak. So we lose the short-term trend near R3 on a lower, wider day. So why not, right? We went ahead and went short, and I hit a 4-to-1. I risked 500 and hit a 4-to-1 on it. So it was a really nice place to start, right? So as we're going forward here, you can see that today the play that I was really looking for was an S4 bounce. So we sold pretty hard, and we found a really solid spot at S4. And I went ahead and went long when we came back and closed above the short-term trend there. But we had news coming out at 10 o'clock, and I am no longer willing to hold positions through news events on futures, especially not the indexes, right? So I went ahead and cut this position as we broke the uptrend, right? And then it sold down here, and I was really happy about that. It did reoffer and bounce a little bit, but when it comes down to it, if you look kind of at you'll notice anytime we've really been moving, we've been sustaining pretty good selling. So the VPA on this so far has been and is still reading a sell. And we may be starting to, the market has been very weak recently, right? So, but I went out because there was a news event coming at 10 o'clock, and we lost this very short, like, look how weak this was as it tried to make new highs and push. So I threw this on. I'm like, if this comes through here, I was going to get out before 10 o'clock either way. I was hoping I was going to push and hit a target, which was right up here. We just never made it. So anyway, so some good calls that we got today that I didn't take, and I wish I had. There was a CL call today, which did not call on my platform. Something in my it opened above here. So in my configuration, it didn't call, but I know for others it did. I think I'm gonna make an adjustment here and allow that if like the opening candle is inside the CPR or something. I'm going to look at this and see if there's a way, because this should have been included. So if you're on Thor mode, you didn't get a call, but I wouldn't have mind. It's because it opened just outside the CPR. If this had opened just like a couple ticks lower, this would have called. But we offered this beautiful little downtrend. But the one that called that did work was SMCI, I think, did a trending breakdown. Yeah, here we go. So SMCI has been selling this morning, and it did a really nice pullback and gave a really nice signal here. So a good short on SMCI. That was the good one. So SMCI, and if you compare that with Atlas. I mean, SMCI has a lot of bid right now. It's pretty heavy. All of the orders are to the downside. There we go. Like, look how bearish this order book is. Is there a reason to look for longs right now on the ES, like just on the market, or on a particular ticker? Tim, in general, let me look. It is not a long right now at all. No. So look right now. I mean, let's just get rid of these. We don't really need them right now. So we had this short-term uptrend that we lost in the pre-market. And ever since we lost that guy, we've been selling. So right now, like this is our overall downtrend. You could probably come from here to there. I mean, and even that we're just crushing from. So like if you get a little long term, do we have any levels? I mean, look, even our levels are way under us right now. I mean, this is nuts. This is what we've been talking about, by the way. For the record, if you're using a 4-hour chart with ghost candles, it is by far like really just making me love ghost candles more. If you're looking at that chart, what color do you see sticking out at you just all over the place? Red, sir. That's a whole lot of red. Right? Like this, look what happened the last time we got into this range. We had a very aggressive sell all the way down to here. I mean, this is no joke. This could be a free fall today. I mean, wow. So where are we going to bounce? I don't know. I don't know if I would look for one. Hey, Carlos, good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Thank you so much. Don't forget, by the way, I am going to try and I'm still got one of these babies to give away today. I'm not sure if anyone's interested in one anymore since everybody hates me. But for everyone who doesn't, I'm just kidding. Oh my God. I make myself laugh. So we're gonna give away one more of these bad boys. I said I was giving one away every day this week. So we're still giving away one. Now remember, if you're, I mean, this is an extremely overpriced book. So this is your one chance to get it for a reasonable price at this time. Right. So if you make sure, so if you really want, it's going to be signed. I'm going to write something inside of it It may be it may be actually I might write something even slightly inappropriate. I'm in a very bizarre mood today. So I could write like anything in it. You never know. You know, I might wear it as a hat for a little while during the show before I give it away. So you know, kind of near the end of the show we'll do that. I'm really hoping I should just find out what that is. He probably already has one. And that's the sad thing is I've probably been a very significant part of his trading journey, and his success within it. So just right, buddy, don't suck at trading. That's what I'm gonna put, actually. I'm gonna put best of luck, don't suck, Thor. All right, so this is actually interesting. So there is one reason today why I do think we could bounce today. And that is because we actually are on a wide range. Right? That's my next t-shirt, by the way, that I'm going to publish. Hey, thanks. Good, thank you, Louie. Good hanging, brother. I'll see you on Monday. Don't be a Devin. So we are on a wide range, and this is very important. On wide ranges, we don't expect to close outside the range. We expect to close inside the range, somewhere up here near the CPR. So I do think we could set up a bounce here. We ran out our ATR low, so we don't have a lot left. Let's go ahead and let's just run a little trend on this. And you can see we're kind of losing. We've just lost our trend. And we're kind of buying up a bit here with some good volume. Look at the volume there. And that's lovely. That's a real, so look at the difference before. When we would try and buy before, like here. See how it just pushes up to about this level? But this one bought all the way up and is still going. So the ghost can't, or the buying and selling detector here is liking this quite a bit. And our rolling is actually going green. So the question is, can we sustain this? Oh, Pon. I won't get back into it on the Devin thing. You'll just have to rewatch it. It was super not comfy, and I don't want to like rehash it because I know there were like at least 5 people or 6 people in here, rightfully so, were completely annoyed by the moment and just ready to dip. And I apologize for that. So a little bit of personal life decision stuff bleeding into the world. But you guys, you know, this whole being a YouTube personality is like a reality TV show, right? So sometimes you get just the trading. Every now and again when we make changes, it's like bleh. So, but I've never been the kind of person that just strays away from that stuff because I'm not wrong in what I've done. So I don't. So it's like I'm not really looking for people just to like say shit. So they can if they want to, and then we'll ban them if they don't stop, which is what we did, or muted them. All right, so look, we've reclaimed this short-term trend, and that we did that with some solid buying. Look, we have gone into, so this is what I like to do. This is kind of a new thing I've been doing, and I really like this idea. So see how our buying trough in pre-market was here, our high of our buying? See how our high of our buying here is similar? That's kind of my expectation now for what buying is on the ES, right? So I'll actually like come here and mark that level and use it. So for me, this is, this is starting to buy, but for me, if it comes back to the 0 to this midline and then comes and breaks that would be some pretty solid confirmation that we're now going into what I would consider to be more extended of a buy. Right? So that's what we're waiting for now. I would like to see this pull back. And I want it, as it pulls back, I want the volume to struggle, right? I don't want to see like a big sell that comes back down to these, back below the 0 or even the -10 line here, right? Because then that's kind of like we're going back into a sell. So if we move lower, it's important that this stays relatively elevated. It needs to stay like up in this range right here. So, and that looks good. Look, we held and we stayed in. We didn't come back in and start selling again. So that's pretty good. So there's a pretty solid chance here. I think we're going to go reoffer ATR low in S4. So we'll see that here in a moment. That was good buying. Let's see, where did we sell from before? I don't mind considering pre-market high and pre-market low. Tony, I have this practice that I do with my mentees quite a bit. And what that practice is we do like a chart review. And then I have my mentees look at their chart and look at each thing that's on your chart. And the question, and then ask yourself, is this something I use? Right? Like, will it actually affect the decision I'm making in one way, positive or negative? Right? So, because what I see a lot with my mentees when they're not trading well is because they just have too much on their charts. They've got cams, but they've also got like, they've also got like 10 higher frame levels. Like, even like with the trend line stuff, you got to be a little cautious, right? You don't need 15 trend lines. You need like one big one and like one little one, right? But for me, like my levels, I'm not going to draw higher time frame levels. I don't need them. I have cams, right? So for me, I'm not going to need to. Yeah, so I just stopped using it. Like I started to realize that just because pre-market high was there, it wouldn't really change how I addressed my play. So it just adds to the number of things I have to consider, but it's not something I would consider, right? So it's not on my screen, right? So anytime I look at it and I say, wait a minute, is this of consideration, right? Should I use this? Like if you were short right now, should you be out? Yeah, I would say so, right? You were short. It had a pretty decent trend going. It is now bought with volume through that trend on a lower, wider range. There's not really an expectation we sell off anymore now. Like we're under ATR low. I mean, we could go a little lower, but I would expect us to squeeze at some point here and probably close a little bit more near the high of the day for like a later day recovery, maybe. Right? Yeah, let's look at gold. I got Bitcoin and Forex futures loaded in too. I had to go micro gold. I could not afford it. Oh man, it's at 4,000. So yeah, I mean, we know what's going on right now, right? I mean, we're at 4,000. We're buying 4,000 right now. Look at that level. Big money level. I wrote this like days ago. I mean, like a week or two ago, maybe. Big money level. Look at that 4,000. Just boom, boom. That's 4,000 a Troy, man. That is the level on gold right now. Ever since the volatility of gold went through the roof once it got over 4,000. So right now we're buying and we're in a lower narrow range. So we can counter trend on gold today. So if you are in gold and you're long, you could go as high calculated as 4,082 today. So, I mean, it's gonna find a seller here at R4. There always is one. So, but I mean, look how much buying you had there. For this to feel like a sell, I would need it to at least come back down to this. So that's pretty solid. What do you mean no intermittent fasting today? Definitely. I mean, other than the cough drop. But I ate breakfast already. I ate it right before my session started. No, this is Diet Coke. Diet Coke won't break your fast. There's no calories and no sugar. I mean, I wouldn't, it's got caffeine in it. I wouldn't recommend, I wouldn't recommend drinking it like right before bed because it's got aspartame in it, which will like kind of maybe create some false triggers. Right. But I've also already had breakfast. So if it was a regular soda, I could still have it because I break fast around 11, but we're on YouTube at 11. So like that's what I just said. I said it does create some false signals. But they're really not that bad. Trust me, I've been drinking Diet Coke. I used to weigh 285 to 300 pounds. Now I weigh trust me, it's not killing your fast. You know, you'll be okay. Like, you know, that's like, you ever hear like, you know, it's like, it's kind of like but I mean, obviously, like it does give some false signals. It'll trigger insulin production and stuff like that. So, but I mean, but if you're going to have a soda, you know what I mean, and you're having trouble losing weight, the Diet Coke is not going to stop you, right? What's going to stop you is all the other stuff you had while you drank the Diet Coke, right? That's what's always really funny, right? Oh, yeah, everything's toxic, right? Especially, I mean, aspartame's in everything, right? If you eat an egg, right, there's aspartame in that, right? If you there's like every kind of food that tastes sweet in the natural category, it's got the same underlying stuff that's in it, right? So eat eggs, you know what I mean? You're gonna die, right? It's like, but they're nature's vitamin. You know, every book you've read, like Fiber Fueled is one of my favorite books I've read in a long time. I really think that is the kick, right? You know what I mean? I really think that's the kick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I just blanked out. Oh yeah, Fiber Fueled. I think that's really the kick, right? It's really about like, you know, kind of what you're eating outside of those things, right? If you're eating like lots of overly processed stuff and you're not really focused on just like good food and stuff like that, and certainly Diet Coke is processed. I get 1 6-pack a week that I'm allowed to have. Right. And that's because I actually used to drink a whole lot of it. Now I drink like so much water. It's crazy. And that's the big thing, obviously, I'd recommend. I mean, crush water. Right. And yeah, sparkling soda is nice, Ben. That's a really good one. You know what I mean? My normal fasting period is look at gold go. Wow. This is actually pretty cool. I mean, gold's been really rough for a while. Look at gold. I mean, gold has just been crushing. This actually could be the spot for gold. Let's look at this for just a second, then we'll get back into the fasting because this is technically we normally do biohacking with Nathan on Fridays and stuff like that. So I mean, this is really significant right here. The volume's a little light still. But I mean, this is cool. Are we experiencing a market crash? I wouldn't say that, but I do believe that it is very well, I think it's look at where we're reclaiming. Look, lower narrow, we're reclaiming R4. This could be a counter trending break. Like this could go all the way to here today. So that would be like 4,080, we could say. We'll just hit that level just for the fun of it. I want to watch this level up near ATR high. So you can see that's where that would be, like all the way up to there. It'd be one heck of a move towards the close. I think this is more correction, right? I think this is more of a correction, and I think it's for a good reason, right? So the first thing we have is we have government shutdown, right? So the market rarely enjoys being in a government shutdown for very long. And we've been in one for I'm really well outside of keeping track of politics these days. I'm just too busy. And I don't really care. So I think it's like over 30 days or so. What is Brian? 37 days. Like, wow. Right. So the market's certainly not going to be super stoked. Knowing that our government's having like a little bit of trouble or a lot of bit of trouble, right, getting this worked out. Right. So also in recent conversations with the Fed, they have talked about interest rates and things like that. And they've been, I wouldn't say dovish, but I don't know. Like they're definitely not like maybe a little dovish, right? What do you guys think? Like didn't you feel like the last time Powell talked, and I think stock, you could look at Mara, for instance, or certain, there's some gold tickers, but I mean futures are the way to go here. So I don't know. I think it came off a little bit. I think it came off a little bit like that. So, and if I look at the market, like we were talking about earlier, I see a whole lot of red. Right? Like I'm not seeing buying here in accumulation, even when we moved up. Like look at whenever you see big volume, look at what type of candle, green candle, that big volume goes with. They're all stuffed candles, right? And the report from Unusual Whales came out that a really large amount of our float is being gathered by retail investors, right? Which means there's a lot of paper-handed people holding shares right now. So, I mean, I think we're finally doing it. The bears are back in town, at least for a little while. But I mean, you can see from this level, we sold very hard from here earlier. There's no reason to think we can't go back there. So I would say 6,500 or 6,500. Swing for the next couple of days. I think we go down there. But we'll see. But I mean, that's what it looks like we're doing. Obviously, we could reoffer. But I mean, this volume is pretty amazing. I just don't think we should go much more down today. So we may squeeze a little bit and just close, because I don't know. We got monthly support 4 here, S6 here. I mean, it's a wide range. It can happen. Is gold still going? Yeah, that's what I was saying. That it looks good, don't it? This is a very big deal. With the market going, people are starting to buy gold, and gold was back at 4,000. So people started buying 4,000. And as the market started selling, gold just took off. This could be a really good spot for gold for the next couple of weeks. Like it's possible we could look back at gold. Yeah, look at that. We're reclaiming our 4-hour downtrend off the top here. That was right at R4, right? Our ATR high is way up here on gold. This could be an incredible, it's kind of like how this day is a down This could be that kind of a day to the up. This could end up going very, very strong. So don't marry it, obviously, right? Like it shouldn't, but it should not come back inside of R4. So if you're long this from somewhere already, I would be willing to put a trend on this. And if it comes through or R4 and then get out of it. But gold is very beautiful right now. I ended up hitting 2 trades today, one of them for a full target and one of them for, you know, about half a target because I went out before the news. So I ended up my week, had a great week. So we had some really nice calls on the bot. You know, there was a couple of them that were really weird. So we took a couple tickers off the watch list for next week because all the calls that we send into the BBT room and that we send into the Access alerts, all of those calls, we're constantly monitoring the watch list and we will just remove obvious underperformers. If a stock is not going to follow the cams, you know, 9 out of 10 times we call it, what's the point of calling it? So we're actively adding and subtracting tickers that seem like they're performing well in the watch list. So, and then in the access room, we actually post when that update happens in the alerts area, which is kind of fun. If you want access to all that, or you want access to using the buying and selling, look at the buying and selling detector, by the way. Are we buying or what? I would love to. I'm sorry about the cursor. I need to start using this more. I got a cursor highlighter and I just need to get in a habit of using it. Congratulations. Thanks for saying that. Can you do me a favor at the beginning of every one of these YouTubes for like the next 2 days? Can you help me? And if I'm not using it, just type the word cursor, please. It's just not habitual for me yet, so I just don't grab it, but I should be using it all the time. So, but if you pop on here and you can't see it, feel free to cattle prod me on that one. I will not get upset with you. I promise. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm such a narcissist, you can tell. Sorry, someone called me a narcissist like 10 people ago. I'm like, oh, I'm such a narcissist. You got to get in the game, man. And I know I'm not, by the way, my therapist tells me. You got to get in the game, man. Try OMAD 24 hours a day. And explain. Okay. I know what you're saying. The 72-hour fast. Do you do the 72-hour fast? With the do you go in and out of it with bone broth? Do you take the trades at the resistance or wait for the breakout? I don't take the trade based on the 4-hour. I just use it as a consideration point. Like for instance, like this would have been gorgeous, right? It was a lower narrow range. If this had opened in a different spot, this would have called, right? But this came through here, but that long there would have been a really pretty long because you'd have a really obvious stop out. If it reverses and comes down, you just get out of it. So so yeah, so normally if you're gonna do a proper fast, I highly recommend. We'll do that for. Oh, we still got plenty of time. So and then I'll look at AMD. If you're gonna do a proper fast, it's very important that you that you every so often do a prolonged fast, which is like 72 hours. And I know for many of you, you're gonna be like, what are you even talking about? So, but you part of the reason why, and this is I can't go into all of it, but there's smarter people in the chat here who could probably reference it for me. Part of the reasons why we have so many issues health-wise right now is because we need some of the cells in our body to die. We need them to go away. We have less healthy cells that are taking up space in our body, and we need to starve them, and we need them to die. And the good cells will survive, and then we will build new cells on top of the strong cells, right? So one of the big things that has been coming out more and more throughout research and study, that getting, this can be majorly beneficial in keeping from having certain cancers, having cholesterol issues, having diabetes. My grandfather, for instance, and a couple of members of my family struggled with that quite a bit. Grandfather had Alzheimer's. You know what I mean? So, exactly, JD. So exactly, right? So and it's so funny. Like, it clears out my head. It clears out my spirit. There's something about doing it that watch AMD here for a possible buy. AMD's finding a really good buyer right here. And I like how we opened and has just kind of went down to S4. And we have ATR low right at S4 also. So the AMD is actually a pretty solid spot to look at. Let's switch gears again and go back to AMD since we have something interesting. So AMD gapped and sold. There's our gap level. Boom. That's what we're hitting right now. Right at ATR low. That's a big deal. That's a level I feel good about. Let's see if we have a very steep trend that is not probably useful, but we'll give it a go. It'd be something like that. Oh, I guess it is useful. All right, there's our short-term trend, or our 4-hour trend. We could probably adjust it a little bit. No, I mean, I like it. So we're finding, so we tried to sell and we could not sustain the sell. And even as we moved down sharply, notice we didn't move sharply down in the volume. So, and as we moved down here again, look, we actually rallied a bit through that in our volume and then spiked even lower. So we kind of, for me, have this ridge that's created in the volume right there. Right? Like, I really don't think we should put on any more volume than that. So it looks like this is pretty solid. And this seems to be our we'll go into a pretty solid buy if we can get above like 14. So these are like kind of like the two marks here that I'm paying attention to. So anything like, so right now we're at what I would call equilibrium, basically, right? I love that we're at monthly support 3 here, by the way, right? ATR low is right behind S4. So we're at monthly support 3, S4. So, but we still need to gain the down, right? We need to gain this downtrend, right? So it's not quite ready yet, right? We haven't started buying yet, right? But this one certainly could be a buy, right? If the market bounces and gives us a buy, AMD looks as good as anything else. Now let's see what we find on Trading Terminal, right? Because Trading Terminal has Atlas, right? And Atlas can be very useful in these moments. I personally am liking Atlas much better than previous order books that I've used. I actually think Atlas is cleaner. I think it's faster. And when it starts working on futures, I'm going to be super stoked. Now, the one thing I'm noticing on Atlas as we zoom out, right, that we got a really big bid to the downside, right? But to get to that bid, we'd have to move way outside of ATR low. So unless we think we're going to deviate today, it's probably unlikely we go hit that order. What is that at? Like 225. We could hit that order. So, but we would have to go. So I doubt we go lower than 225 today. That's the big order. Now 230 we know that 230 is a large order area that's been there for a long time. So we can't go long. Oh, never mind. That changed things a bit. So see there, as we reoffered, we did not like that. Yep, the rolling indicator is available. Go to my Instagram and you can find it there at ThorYoungMA. There's a link. to check it out. So see here, we offered this midline here. I call it equilibrium. I'm literally, I don't know. Like if we come up with a better name, I'm willing to use it. But since this is like my own invention, you know what I mean? I really don't know, but it's not, I don't want to call it balance because it's not balance. So it's not like CBD. So, but it is like we've reached a similar amount of buying or a similar amount of selling. So I was kind of thinking equilibrium kind of fits like in the volume. So you can kind of see here, we've created this buying to selling range here, right? So if we started buying, we should move outside of this and go up into this area, and that would show buying. If we're going to start selling, it'll come down into here, and it should sustain and not come back above that. And that would be more of a trend. Right now, we're kind of consolidating, really, if you look at it. We're just stuck in the, you know, we're bouncing between, you know, across the zero line, up and down. So this is pretty pricey price action right now. So, and I mean, I guess it certainly is. So. It's not like RSI, no. I don't know. I'm hoping before the end of the year. But no, it's not like RSI. I really don't know how to explain this indicator sometimes and what it actually does because it's an invention. But so what we've done is it's kind of like taking anti-cooling and sticking, you know, VPA methodology into your screen. So what it's doing is I've gone through and I've taken tons of time, like you guys have no idea. And I quantified and then made a video for my guy Bruz on what I wanted to do. But I basically went through and I quantified every type of candle pattern under every type of volume condition and then assigned that a value. And then Bruz took that and added some very interesting math to it to allow it to do certain things under certain conditions that kind of fit the principles. And then boom. I mean, it kind of really came together. So don't forget, everybody, Andrew's new book, Trade Book, is on Amazon for free right now. So if you haven't grabbed a copy, now is the time. Get your free copy. If you want a free copy of my book, just hang out for about another 5 minutes and we're going to give one away. And it'll be signed also. When I give away books, I give them away signed. So, because it costs me less money. Oh my God, I'm dying. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Love y'all. Only one copy a day. This is just a promotional thing. I'm giving away signed copy. So, but I'm not giving away like free, like just YouTube regular ones. This is actually the first time I've ever done a book giveaway, ironically enough. Bad props. That's funny. I'm so sorry, everybody. I guess I'll ship it to wherever you are. As long as you promise to take a picture of it and post it on my social media when it shows up. I'll send it to you if you win. I don't care. I'll bring it. You got an extra room for the cost of shipping? I might just be able to fly. If you're getting into futures, I recommend Dr. V is posting new futures material all the time, and watch the webinars for Back to the Futures that Dr. V does. I think you'll get a lot of what you're looking for there. After that, I would go to CME Group's website. I think it's cmegroup.com. I mean, they have online courses, they have like tutorials, like all kinds of stuff, right? If you win, Sergio, we could meet for like dinner. I could give it to you. I could meet you for a drink or something. I hope you win. Or did you win already? That would be fun. You know, I can't say that same thing, Sergio. I have won something before. And it was a 12 pack. It was a 12 pack of oh shoot, what was it called? It was like root beer, but it wasn't like root beer. It was like a, oh my God, what was it called? It was like by RC Cola, I think, but it was like their root beer. Mad props, that's awesome. I hope you have fun in Thailand. Make sure to post some pictures. I ain't going. You have fun. That's too far for me. I can't do a plane that long. I'm sorry. No, I'm not coming. AMD's still selling. Look, it never got up and got above the buying area. It's just still selling. Like if you were in a short right now, you'd just be holding. No, can I be honest with you? I do not do good in planes. So I like to travel, but it's got to be short legs. You know what I mean? I can't do like a 16-hour flight with like 3 landings and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna do Prague next year. I'll make it work for Prague. That's different. That's a lot closer. I know like Prague, but like Thailand's really far away for an East Coaster. Did Gold reject? All right. Carlos, are we here, buddy? Sweet. Gold all but coming back for the reoffer. Ooh, it's selling. All right, we're getting Carlos set up for the fun. We have a trend level here. We stopped buying. Like, look how sharp that was, right? So that's what I mean by reversal. You know what I mean? Like if we're pulling back, we would expect this to stay elevated. You know what I mean? But we shot back to the 0 line. The fun spot. So we're getting loaded up here. Carlos is getting his equipment started. So you guys just keep Thor booking. And we'll get this thing rocking and rolling here shortly. Gold does look like it is starting to drop a bit. We have clearly started selling again. So we got to be careful here. If you're looking to get along on this thing, it is now giving back some of what it got. but it hasn't lost the trend. All right. So I think we're good for the call. So whenever you're ready, Carlos, go ahead and hit it on the book, on the giveaway, and we'll see who gets the last book of the week. An actually signed book by me with a special message. Boom! Mandalorian Cyberpunk. That is amazing. Congratulations. Man, that's cool. I think we like that name. That's an awesome name, by the way. Congratulations. I'm so excited. So make sure to throw me an email and copying Carlos on it. This is the way. And just make sure you throw your name in there and make sure you have your address so I know where to send it to you. Hopefully it's not Germany. That sounds experience. Thank you, Mad Props. I will. I'm gonna do best to, they always say like how do you know you're not a narcissist? And the question is if you've asked if you're a narcissist. You know what I mean? Like if you think to yourself, am I a narcissist? Then you're not, right? Because that's not how that works. So no, I'm kidding. Love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Next week, get into the trading, people. We'll have some more fun. I hope everyone has a great one. I'll talk to you later. Keep it green, peeps. Love you.